What was the main issue Egypt had? We had the same discussion in Group Me. What was the main issue Egypt had with Israel? Babies. We was having babies. So they go into these think tanks and they come up with anything they can come up with to slow down their birth rate. Why? Planned Parenthood. Plan B, birth control, what else? LGBTQ and all that. And guess what? This a part of it too. Cause not only do they have women, not just the queen maker, she's saying some crazy stuff, whatever. They got other women saying stuff, and guess what? They got men saying stuff too. And they making a whole war against the man versus the woman. All of this is a part of population control. Get the man to hate the woman. Get the woman to hate the man. Ain't nobody making babies. We win. That's the whole purpose of it. It's bigger than the surface level. It's bigger than what this woman's saying. It's bigger than what this man's saying. Now you getting to a point where people watching these videos that a man can't even operate in his masculinity like he's supposed to, and a woman can't operate in her femininity like she's supposed to, because everybody watching video, now it's a war. Now ain't nobody having babies. Who getting married if everybody beefing?
King.
Going against the order of the Most High. Go ahead.
It's so bad now that you got brothers, like they're saying it is so contentious to be around the sisters with a westernized mentality. They're leaving. They're calling the passport bros. Mm-hmm. They're like, hey, I just go get me a family, a wife over there, overseas. Brothers is like, look, I'm just done. I'm just go get a wife overseas and be done.
But even on the passport bros thing, and I'm 50-50 with that. I'm 50% with it because I understand their ideology. I understand the motive behind it. But on the other side, where I don't agree with the passport bros, is because you running. You running
for your sister.
The Bible say to deal with her according to knowledge. You rather run because you don't know how to deal with her.
Give me Toby. The reason why I'm gonna just to go off of what Kai is saying. Let me know when you're ready to record too, so we can get this thing on the road. All right. So after we pull this, then we gonna go ahead and go and start recording because I know we well past the times. You know the devil didn't want this thing to go out, but it's all good. It's still gonna go out. Toby 4. I think that's what I want. Toby 4. See what the passport bros is doing. That's fornication.
Yep.
Toby 4. Let me see 6. Oh, no. You're right. 12. Read that. Tobit 4 and 12.
The book of Tobit, chapter 4, starting at verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Beware of all whoredom, my son.
The Bible say, beware of all whoredom, my son. Go ahead.
And chiefly, take a wife of the seed of thy father.
You got to take a wife with the seed of your fathers. I don't give a damn how mad it is that you get with her. How mad it is she get at you. Y'all better figure this shit out. Excuse my language. I'm just gonna say how it is. Y'all got to figure this out through the scriptures. What did the Most High say in this thing? Right? Go ahead.
And take not a strange woman to wife.
Don't take a strange woman to wife. Now, most cases when you see strange, it'll say you would think that's somebody of another nation, but it's not always that case. Somebody can be strange to you in another tribe.
Yes.
That's why in the Bible we talk about let the stranger come in your house. Yeah. That's talking about somebody that ain't even in your tribe. But they are Israel though. He says, look, and take not a strange woman to wife. Go ahead.
Which is not of thy father's tribe.
So men of Judah, you need a woman of Judah.
Come.
If it's Benjamin, you need Benjamin. Now we know in certain cases we didn't know these things or this thing didn't come up, but this is what the Most High had told us to do. Go ahead. Now, according to the scripture, it say you have to take a wife of your tribe. However, you did have instances where you did, have mix and match. I give you one. David. David, his first wife coming from Saul was what? Benjamin. And David is what? Judah. I'll give you another instance. When there was a civil war in Israel against Benjamin because Benjamin had did that trespass that it did, it was almost a genocide from the tribe of Benjamin, right? So what did the Most High tell the other tribes to do? He said, look, y'all need to give them some of your daughters so they won't be diminished. So you did have instances where that happened. But the point of staying in your tribe is that the inheritance stay in your tribe. That was the whole point of it. So you have to get a woman of your tribe. Not saying that you wrong, bro, but that was the point of it, to keep the inheritance within your tribe. That's Tobit chapter 4. What's that, verse 12?
12. Tobit 4 and 12.
Right now, yeah. Finish that out, King.
For we are the children of the prophets Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred.
They married wives of their own kindred. Go ahead.
And were blessed in their children.
And were blessed in their children. So really, what you got to look at is, man, when you marry, and you know people have issues all the time when they marry, but you doing this thing for your nation, right? You gotta finish that thing out for duty's sake. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at it, I get to you like this. Man, it's bigger than you. Eliezer, it's bigger than you and Sister Amawana, y'all marriage. That ain't just for y'all. That ain't just for Ezra and Israel. The reason why it's bigger is because if y'all got a broken home, y'all gonna have broken children. And them broken children gonna go into our communities. Yes. That's why you got all these young men breaking into cars in Memphis. Yep. Like these dudes 15 years old. Kids. Breaking their cars. Killing people, hurting people. So if families being broken apart, that's selfish. You ain't even thinking about your nation. It's bigger than just you. You got to hold it together for our whole community. But that's not happening. But I yield on that for the sake of time. Ezra, let me know when you're ready to go. Oh, I think Shamar got something.
Just read number 36 by the Read number 36.
You got a particular verse, you want the whole chapter? Okay, about that inheritance. Right. That's the whole point of it. The point of it is to keep the inheritance. Mm-hmm. Yep. So and then like for instance, Levi, right? Levi didn't have no portion. Their portion was the Most High. So what would happen, you know, if other nations would start taking Levites? You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Right. But I don't know if you started yet. We good? We ready to go? Okay, all praise to the Most High. All right, so of course, this is a continuation from last week's lesson. Written on your face. It's written all over your face. This is part 2. And, you know, the Kings will be going in different perspectives. I know last week I finished off, we was talking about the face of an angel, right? So this week we going in a little bit of a different vein, but I'm still gonna be talking about what is written all over your face, right? Do you know what a person is by looking at their face? Can you tell who they are by looking at their face? And I see the sister shaking her head saying, no, she right. It's not the face. It's not your face, your look, that's your real intent. It's your deeds. Give me Matthew 12. This is your real face right here. Matthew chapter 12, read verse 33.
The book of Matthew chapter 12, verse 33.
This is a classic precept. We all know this. Go ahead.
Either make the tree good.
It said either make the tree good.
And his fruit good.
And his fruit good. Now guess what? That tree, symbolically, metaphorically, we can say, okay, that's the man. That's a man or that's a woman, right? But that fruit is their deeds, is a representation of who they is. That fruit is their face. Go ahead.
Or else make the tree corrupt.
Or else make the tree corrupt. Go ahead.
And his fruit corrupt.
And his fruit corrupt. Go ahead.
For the tree is known by his fruit.
The tree is known by its fruit. So guess what? If you want to know a person, you got to know their fruit. That's their real face. Their real face is what they do. Give me Galatians 1. Galatians 1, I think I want to start at verse 18. Go ahead.
The book of Galatians, chapter 1 and verse 18.
Uh-huh.
And after 3 years, I went up into Jerusalem.
It said, after 3 years, I went up to Jerusalem. This is Paul speaking. Go ahead.
To see Peter.
To see Peter. Go ahead.
And abode with him 15 days.
And I abode with him 15 days. Go ahead.
But other of the apostles saw I none.
He said, but the other apostles, I ain't see them. Go ahead.
Save James, the Lord's brother.
But I saw Christ's brother James, though. Go ahead, verse 20.
Now the things which I write unto you, behold, before God I lie not.
He said, I'm telling you, look, before God see this. The stuff that I'm writing to you, I ain't lying at all. Go ahead.
Afterwards, I came into the regions of Syria and Cilicia.
He said, afterwards, I came into the regions of Syria and Cilicia. Go ahead.
And was unknown by faith.
I was what?
Unknown by faith.
I was unknown by my face. So they ain't know what I look like. This is what Paul is saying. I was unknown by my face. Go ahead.
Unto the churches of Judea which were in Christ.
Unto the churches of Judea which were in Christ. Go ahead.
But they had heard only.
But they had heard only. His reputation had preceded him. That's his real face right there. He said they had heard only what?
That he which persecuted us in times past now preached the faith which once he destroyed.
Read that over, King.
But they had
swap that for him real quick, King. Salaki.
But they had heard
no,
only.
I'm saying swap out reading. Salaki. Read that again, verse 23.
Galatians chapter 1, verse 23.
Uh-huh.
But they had heard only.
He said they had heard only. They didn't know his face, but they heard his deeds. Go ahead.
That he which persecuted us in times past.
It says he that persecuted us in times past. Go ahead.
Now preacheth the faith which one he destroyed.
He said now he preacheth the faith which once he destroyed. So they done heard about my reputation, and these my deeds right here. This is my real face. Go ahead, verse 24.
Verse 24.
Uh-huh.
And they glorified God in me.
They glorified God in me, meaning Paul. They glorified God in him. That's how you get something written all over your face, through your actions, through your deeds, getting your reputation up in this faith, in this walk. Drop there, give me 1 Samuel 16. Read verse 4 when you get there.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, starting at verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And Samuel did that which the Lord spake.
And Samuel did the thing that the Most High spake. Go ahead.
And came to Bethlehem.
And he went to Bethlehem. Go ahead.
And the elders of the town trembled at his coming.
Stop right there. It said the elders in the town trembled at his coming. They was afraid of him when they seen him. Was it because of the look on his face? Keep going.
And said, comest thou peaceably?
So they like, hey, you coming in peace? So did they look at his face and they could tell by his face that he coming peaceably or no? Or is it because his reputation? Go to 1 Samuel chapter 3. Read verse 19. This is why the people was afraid of Samuel. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 3, starting at verse 19.
Uh-huh.
And Samuel grew.
It says Samuel grew in age and in character. Go ahead.
And the Lord was with him.
And the Lord was with him. Go ahead.
And he did let none of his words fall to the ground.
So Samuel was the type of man that none of his words fell to the ground. No matter what he prayed, it always got to the ears of the Most High. No matter what he prophesied, it always came to pass. Go ahead, verse 20.
Verse 20. And all Israel.
Now let's say some Israel.
And all Israel.
It said all Israel. Go ahead.
From Dan even to Bathsheba knew that Samuel was established to be a prophet of the Lord.
That's why they were scared. Because they understood his reputation preceded himself. That's his face value. Everybody, all Israel knew that Samuel was established to be a prophet of the Most High God. Everybody knew that. Going back to 1 Samuel 16, read verse 4 again.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 16, starting at verse 4. And Samuel did that which the Lord spake, and came to Bethlehem.
Read.
And the elders of the town trembled at his coming.
So they was afraid because everybody knew, man, this man is a prophet by his deeds. It wasn't the fact that they just looked at his face and they were scared. They knew who he was. They knew what his character was about. They knew how he moved. Go ahead.
And said,
what they say?
Comest thou peaceably?
You coming in peace, Samuel? Go ahead, verse 5.
Verse 5. And he said, peaceably.
He said, yeah, I'm coming peaceably. Go ahead.
I am come to sacrifice unto the Lord.
He said, I came just to sacrifice unto the Lord. Chill out. Go ahead.
Sanctify yourselves.
He said, sanctify yourselves.
And come with me to the sacrifice.
He said, come with me to the sacrifice. Go ahead.
And he sacrificed Jesse.
Read that. He what?
I'm sorry. And he sanctified.
And he sanctified
Jesse and his sons.
And his sons.
And caused them to be to the sacrifice.
And he called them to the sacrifice. Drop that. Give me 1 Kings 18. So we see how the people was afraid of Samuel. Let's see somebody else that somebody was afraid of. 1 Kings 18, start at verse 1.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 18, starting at verse 1.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass, after many days, that the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year.
So the word of the Most High came to Elijah in the 3rd year. Go ahead. Saying what?
Go, show thyself unto Ahab.
He said, go show yourself to Ahab. Go ahead.
And I will send rain upon the earth.
He said, I'm going to send rain upon the earth, because at this time there was a famine in the earth. It's going to say that in verse 2. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And Elijah went to show himself unto Ahab.
Go ahead.
And there was a sore famine in Samaria.
So when he went to show himself, there was a famine in Samaria. Read verse 3.
Verse 3. And Ahab called Obadiah.
And Ahab, and for y'all that don't know who Ahab is, Ahab was a wicked king in Israel. And his wife was famously known as who? Jezebel. Jezebel was Ahab's wife, and both of them were wicked as hell. But at this moment right, well, go ahead. I don't want to give it up. Go ahead. Ahab called Obadiah. Go ahead.
Which was the governor of his house.
So Obadiah was a prophet of the Lord, but he was also the governor of wicked Ahab's house. Go ahead.
Now Obadiah feared the Lord greatly.
Obadiah feared the Lord greatly. Go ahead.
For it was so. When Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord.
So around the time that Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, go ahead.
That Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave.
So Obadiah, he took 100 prophets that Jezebel was killing, and he hid them in a cave. Go ahead.
And fed them with bread and water.
And he gave them something to eat, and he gave them something to drink. Go ahead, verse 5.
Verse 5. And Ahab said unto Obadiah.
What'd he say?
Go into the land.
He said, go into the land.
Unto all the fountains of water.
He said, go to the fountains of water.
And unto all brooks.
And to the brooks. Go ahead.
Peradventure, we may find grass to save the horses and mules alive.
So even the horses and the mules didn't have no food because it was a famine in the land. He said, look, go and find some grass so we can feed the horses and the mules. Go ahead.
That we lose not all beasts.
That we lose not all the beasts. Go ahead.
So they divided the land between them, passed throughout it.
So they divided the land between them to pass throughout. Go ahead.
Ahab went one way by himself.
So Ahab said, look, I'm going to go this way. Go ahead.
And Obadiah went another way by himself.
And Obadiah went another way. Go ahead.
And as Obadiah was in the way.
So as he walking, he going to go get the grass, try to find the grass for the horses and the mule. Go ahead.
Behold,
Elijah
met him.
Elijah met him. Go ahead.
And he knew him.
And he knew him. So when he knew Elijah, was it because of his face? Brother, let me ask y'all that. Well, so it says, and as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elijah met him, meaning he ran into him. And it says, and he knew him. Was it just because his face that he knew him? It was his work. Go ahead.
And fell on his face.
And fell on his face. Matter of fact, go to the chapter before that. 1 Kings 17. He knew him. This is what Obadiah knew about Elijah. 17 verse 1.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 17, starting at verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And Elijah, the Tishbite, who was of an inhabitant of Gilead, said unto Ahab,
what did he say?
As the Lord God of Israel liveth,
as the Lord live, go ahead.
Before whom I stand,
before whom I stand, go ahead.
There shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word.
He said, but according to my words. So when you read that, and we just read that it was a famine in the land in 1 Kings 18, Elijah was the one who did it. He said, as the Lord liveth before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word, meaning until I say so. And he said it in the name of the Lord. Obadiah knew that. Keep going.
And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying,
saying what?
Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward.
He said, get thee hence and turn thee eastward. Go ahead.
And hide thyself by the brook Cherith.
He said, I want you to hide yourself by the brook Cherith. Go ahead.
That is before Jordan.
That is before Jordan. Go ahead.
And it shall be.
And it shall be.
That thou shalt drink of the brook.
He said, you're going to drink of that brook, and what else?
And I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there.
So not only are you going to drink from this brook, I'm going to have the ravens bring you some food too. This is what Obadiah knew about Elijah. And then going back to 1 Kings 18, read verse 7 again.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 18, starting at verse 7.
And
as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elijah met him.
Elijah met him.
And he knew him.
And he knew him.
And fell on his face.
He fell on his face.
And said,
what did he say?
Art thou that my Lord Elijah?
He said, art thou that my Lord Elijah? Are you that Elijah that might cause this famine to be in the land 3 years? Are you that Elijah that done sat there and drunk water at the brook and had the ravens bring you your food? Go ahead.
Verse 8. And he answered him.
What did he say?
I am.
He said, I am.
Go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here.
He said, go and tell your Lord Elijah here. Go ahead, verse 9.
Verse 9. And he said, what have I sinned?
So, that like that, what did I do? How did I sin? Go ahead.
That thou wouldest deliver thy servant unto the hand of Ahab to slay me.
So he thinking that, man, look, if I go to Ahab right now, man, Ahab gonna kill me. And he gonna tell you why. Go ahead, verse 10.
Verse 10. As the Lord thy God liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whether my Lord had not sent to seek thee.
Now Ahab had went to all these nations. He went to all these kingdoms, and he was looking for Elijah because Elijah had prophesied this famine in the land. He said, ain't no nation or kingdom where my Lord Ahab had not sent to seek thee. Go ahead.
And when they said, he is not there.
So when a nation said, man, Elijah ain't over here, or a kingdom said, Elijah ain't over here, what they do?
He took an oath of the kingdom and nation, and they found thee not.
So he made them folk take an oath. He made them folk swear that they did not see Elijah. Go ahead, verse 11.
Verse 11. And now thou sayest.
And now thou sayest what?
Go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here.
He said, now you telling me to go and tell Ahab that you over here. Man, you trying to get me killed. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And it shall come to pass. As soon as I am gone from thee.
He said it's going to come to pass as soon as I'm gone from you.
That the Spirit of the Lord shall carry thee whither I know not.
So you trying to set me up, man. As soon as I leave from you, the Spirit of the Lord going to take you somewhere else. Go ahead.
And so, when I am come to tell Ahab.
He said, when I come to tell Ahab, go ahead.
And he cannot find thee.
And he can't find you.
He shall slay me.
Man, he going to slay me, man. Go ahead.
But I, thy servant, fear the Lord from my mouth.
He said, but I, thy servant, feared the Lord from my youth. So now he had to go and tell Elijah, look, I knew you, I knew who you was. Now I got to tell you who I am. Now you got to see my real face. He said, you trying to send me to go get killed, but I thy servant, I done feared the Most High from my youth. Go ahead, verse 13.
Verse 13. Was it not told, my Lord?
Stop right there. He said, was it not told, my Lord? Was it not told you how I move, my fruit, my face, how I get down? Go ahead.
Was it not told, my Lord, what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of the Lord?
Man, didn't somebody tell you what I did when she was killing the prophets? Go ahead.
How I hid 100 men of the Lord's prophets by 50 in a cave?
Man, I done hid 100 men of the Lord's prophets by 50 in a cave. Go ahead.
And fed them with bread and water?
He said, man, I done fed them with bread and water. Go ahead, verse 14.
Verse 14. And now thou sayest.
And now you trying to tell me, go ahead.
Go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here.
Uh-huh.
And he shall slay me.
So he had to tell him, like, look, man, I fear the Lord too, man. Don't get me killed. Go ahead.
Verse 15.
Uh-huh.
And Elijah said,
What'd he say?
as the Lord of hosts liveth.
He's like, all right, man, as the Lord of hosts liveth. So he had to confirm to this man, go ahead.
Before whom I stand.
Before whom I stand.
I will surely show myself unto him today.
He said, I'm going to show myself to him today. Go ahead, verse 16.
Verse 16. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab.
Uh-huh.
And told him.
And he told him.
And Ahab went to meet Elijah.
That's it on there. I just want to show on this that, man, in order for you to show somebody your real face, man, they got to know your deeds. Drop that. Give me 2 Kings. We're going to stay in the Kings. Start at verse 10. 2 Kings 10, start at 1. I'm actually going through this pretty swiftly, so we might be okay, King.
The book of 2nd.
Yeah, you good. 2 Kings 10 and 1.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 10 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And Ahab had 70 sons.
So we still talking about Ahab, wicked ass Ahab. But at this point in 2 Kings, Ahab is already dead. The Most High had already killed him. So it says, and Ahab had how many sons?
70 sons in Samaria.
So he had 70 sons in Samaria. Go ahead.
And Jehu wrote letters.
And Jehu wrote letters.
And sent to Samaria unto the rulers of Jezreel.
Uh-huh.
To the elders.
To the elders.
And to them that brought up Ahab's children, saying. So
he sent letters to the elders, the rulers, and everybody that had raised Ahab's children. Go ahead. What he say?
Now, as soon as this letter cometh to you.
This is what Jehu was writing to them. He said, as soon as this letter comes to you, go ahead.
Seeing your master's son are with you.
Seeing that Ahab's children, they with you, go ahead.
And there are with you chariots and horses.
Y'all got some chariots. Y'all got some horses. Go ahead.
A fenced city also.
You got a fenced city also.
And armor.
And you got some armor too. Go ahead, verse 3.
Verse 3. Look, even out the best and meetest of your master's son.
He said, I want you to look at the best and the meatest of your master's son. I want you to get the best of the best. Go ahead.
And set him on his father's throne.
And when you find that best one, I want you to sit him on your father's throne. Go ahead.
And fight for your master's house.
And I want them to come fight me. This is what Jehu said. I want them to come fight me. Go ahead, verse 4.
Verse 4. But they were exceedingly afraid.
But they was afraid of what he said. Because they know his face. Because his reputation, they going to see it. Go ahead.
And said.
What they say?
Behold.
Behold.
2 kings stood not before him.
2 kings that already couldn't stand before him. He done already took them down. Go ahead.
How then shall we stand?
He said, how then are we going to stand? Go ahead, verse 5.
Verse 5. And he that was over the house, and he that was over the city, the elders also, and the bringers up of the children, sent to Jehu.
So they responded to him saying what? Saying what?
We are thy servants.
We are thy servants. Go ahead.
And will do all that thou shalt bid us.
He said, man, we're going to do everything you tell us to do, man. Because they know this man's reputation. They know how he get down. Go ahead.
We will not make any king.
Man, look, we ain't going to make no king. Go ahead.
Do thou that which is good in thine eyes.
He said, man, do which is good in thine eyes. Go ahead, verse 6.
Verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Then he wrote a letter the second time to them,
Saying what?
if ye be mine.
He like, all right. If ye be mine, go ahead.
And if ye will hearken unto my voice.
He said, if you listen to my voice, go ahead.
Take ye the heads of the men, your master's sons.
I want you to take those 70 sons, go ahead.
And come to me to Jezreel by tomorrow this time.
He said, I want you to come to me by tomorrow this time. What did he say? He said, take ye the heads of the men of your master's son. What he just told them was cut their head off. He said, cut their head off and bring it to me tomorrow about this time. Go ahead.
Now the king's sons, being 70 persons, were with the great men of the city, which brought them up.
He said, they were with the great men of the city, which brought them up. Keep going. We reading this for context, but we getting to a point. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And it came to pass. When the letter came to them. That they took the king's sons. And slew 70 persons.
They killed all 70 of Ahab's children. Go ahead.
And put their heads in baskets.
He said, he put their head in baskets. Go ahead.
And sent him them to Jezreel. And there came a messenger and told him, saying,
what did he say?
They have brought the heads of the king's sons.
They done brought the heads of all the king's sons that you done wrote in this second letter. Go ahead.
And he said, lay ye them to 2 heaps.
He said, I want you to put it in 2 piles. He probably broke it down the middle. He said, put 35 over here, 35 over there. Go ahead.
At the entering in of the gate until the morning.
He said, I want you to put it in at the entering in of the gate until the morning. And jump down to verse 12.
Verse 12. And he arose and departed.
So he left after he did all of this. Go ahead.
And came to Samaria.
And he came to Samaria.
And as he was at the shearing house in the way.
So as he was coming in the way at the shearing house, go ahead.
Jehu met with the brethren of Ahaziah, king of Judah.
So he met with the brethren of Ahaziah, king of Judah. Go ahead.
And said,
what did he say?
Who are ye?
Stop. So if you looking at a person in their face and they say, who are ye? Don't that mean you don't know them? By their deeds and their actions, you gonna know who a person is, right? So it says, Jehu met with the brethren of Ahaziah, king of Judah, and said, who are you? Who y'all is? Go ahead.
And they answered.
And they answered what?
We are the brethren of Ahaziah.
He said, we the brethren of Ahaziah. Go ahead. But that still ain't enough. He still don't know who these folks is. Go ahead.
And we go down to salute the children of the king.
Man, we coming down here to salute the children of the king, talking about Ahab. Go ahead.
And the children of the queen.
And the children of the queen, talking about Jezebel. Now the tree done declared its fruit. Oh, you got a legion with Ahab and Jezebel. Now I done seen your face. I know who you is for real now. Read verse 14, see how he responded.
Verse 14. And he said, take them alive.
He said, man, take them alive. Go ahead.
And they took them alive.
And they took them alive.
And slew them at the pit of the shearing house.
So he killed all of them at the pit of the shearing house. Go ahead.
Even 240 men.
Even 240 men. Go ahead.
Neither left he any of them.
He said he didn't leave what?
Neither left he any of them.
All right, so there's 42 people that he killed, but that ain't it. That ain't it. Keep reading, verse 15.
Verse 15. And when he was departed thence, he lighted on Jehonadab.
So when he left from there, after he did that, when he finally recognized who these men were, he went to Jehonadab. Go ahead.
Jehonadab, the son of Rechab.
The son of Rechab.
Coming to meet him. And he saluted him.
Stop right there. Do you salute somebody you don't know? So he saluted him. Apparently he know Jehonadab's face. His real face, his actions, right? It's going to explain that. Keep going.
And said to him,
what'd he say?
Is thine heart right?
He said, is your heart right? Is your mind right? Go ahead.
As my heart is with thy heart.
So how you know if your heart is with somebody else's heart? How you know y'all think alike? Don't the scripture say, man, be continually with a man that keep the commandments? I'm paraphrasing. He said, man, is your heart right? As my heart is with thy heart, I know you. I'm going to salute you. I know your face. The other dude, he said, who you is? He said, I know you. Keep going.
And Jonadab answered, It is.
He said, yeah, it is. My heart right. Go ahead.
If it be, give me thine hand.
He said, if your heart is right, give me your hand. Go ahead.
And he gave him his hand.
And he gave him his hand.
And he took him up to him into the chariot.
He said, come ride with me. Since I know you and you know me, come ride with me. Come get in this chariot. Go ahead, verse 16.
Verse 16. And he said,
what'd he say?
come with me.
He said, come with me.
And see my zeal for the Lord.
And see what?
My zeal for the Lord.
Now I'm finna show you my face. Come and see my zeal for the Lord. I'm finna show you my fruit. I'm finna show you my actions. Come see my zeal for the Lord. Go ahead.
So they made him ride in his chariot.
So now he riding in his chariot. Go ahead, verse 17.
Verse 17. And when he came to Samaria.
When he came to Samaria.
He slew all that remained unto Ahab in Samaria.
So he was killing everybody that remained unto Ahab in Samaria. Go ahead.
Till he had destroyed him.
Until he destroyed him. Go ahead.
According to the saying of the Lord.
So he was fulfilling prophecy. According to the saying of the Lord. Which he spake by who?
Which he spake to Elijah.
Which he spake to Elijah. But that ain't it. You still got to know somebody's face, man. You still got to know a person by their fruit. Go ahead, verse 18.
Verse 18. And Jehu gathered all the people together.
What'd he say?
And said unto them.
What'd he say?
Ahab served Baal a little.
He said, man, look, Ahab served the devil a little bit. Just a little bit. Go ahead.
But Jehu shall serve him much.
He said, but me, I'm going to serve the devil a lot. So the reason why he said that, because he was deceiving them. We're gonna read and find out. Verse 19.
Verse 19. Now therefore, call unto me all the prophets of Baal.
So when he got there, he said, look, man, Ahab, he served the devil a little bit, man. I'm going to serve the devil a lot, man. Get all the prophets of the devil. I want you to gather all of them together. Go ahead.
All his servants.
I want you to get the prophets of Baal, all his servants. Go ahead.
And all his priests.
And all his priests. Go ahead.
Let none be wanting.
He said, let none be wanting. Mean, don't let none be lacking. Make sure everybody is here. Go ahead.
For I have a great sacrifice to do to Baal.
He said, I'm finna sacrifice to the devil over here. Go ahead.
Whosoever shall be wanting, he shall not live.
He said, man, whosoever shall be lacking, or whosoever shall be wanting or lacking and not here, man, kill him. Because everybody need to come to this, man. We finna serve the devil over here today. Go ahead.
But Jehu did it in subtlety.
But he did it in subtlety. Why?
To the intent that he might destroy the worshipers of Baal.
So he did it so he can get everybody there, so he can kill all these people that's serving the devil. Now on a little side note, y'all know we fishers, but one day we gonna be hunters. Just imagine, you know, you tell everybody, hey man, get everybody at Big Mama house, man. We gonna have a Christmas party. Get everybody over to see Big Mama. She celebrated Christmas a little bit. I celebrate Christmas a lot. Get here, I'm gonna do it big. Get everybody over there. Then they get in there and they hear the door close. It's like, what you closing the door for? We finna sacrifice over here. We finna sacrifice over this thing. But that ain't it though. Even though he's gathering all these people, man, you not gonna know a person's real face just by looking at them. He said, look, gather all the people that worshipers of Baal. You got to see what they do. You got to see their fruits. You got to see their actions. Go ahead, verse 20.
Verse 20. And Jehu said, proclaim a solemn assembly for Baal.
He said, man, proclaim a solemn assembly for Baal. We finna do it big for the devil. Come on.
And they proclaimed it.
Go ahead, verse 21.
Verse 21.
And
Jehu sent through all Israel.
He sent through all Israel.
And all the worshipers of Baal came.
So all the worshipers of Baal or the devil, they came.
So that there was not a man left that came not.
There wasn't nobody left that didn't show up. Go ahead.
And they came into the house of Baal.
So they came into the house of Baal. Go ahead.
And the house of Baal was full from one end to the other.
Ooh, that place was full from one end unto another. But you got to be sure. You got to be sure. You got to understand. You got to make sure that these are servants of the devil. Go ahead, verse 22.
Verse 22. And he said unto him, that was over the vestry.
He said, the vestry is the building. He said to the person that was over the building, go ahead.
Bring forth vestments for all the worshipers of Baal.
Now the vestments is like a garment, right? The clothes that you wear. He said, bring forth the vestments for all the worshipers of Baal. Go ahead.
And he brought them forth vestments.
So he brought the vestments forth. Go ahead, verse 23.
Verse 23. And Jehud went.
He went.
And Jonadab, the son of Rechab, into the house of Baal.
They went inside the house of the devil. Go ahead.
And said unto the worshipers of Baal.
What did he say?
Search.
He said, search.
And look that there be here with you none of the servants of the Lord.
I got to make sure ain't no servants of the Lord in here. Make sure, I want you to look, search and look that there be here with you none of the servants of the Lord. Go ahead.
But the worshipers of Baal only.
Now, how he going to figure that out? Is he going to go in there and he going to look at their face? Oh, that one is a servant of the Lord. Oh, that one is a servant of Baal. How is he going to know? Go back up to verse 22. Read that again.
Verse 22. And he said unto him
that
was over the vestry.
That was over the vestry, which is the building. Go ahead.
Bring forth vestments.
Which is the garments.
For all the worshipers of Baal.
For all the worshipers of Baal. Go ahead.
And he brought them forth vestments.
So he brought the vestments to everybody that served Baal. It's the thing that you do that reveal your faith. So if it's anybody in there that serve the Lord, they ain't finna have them vestments on. They not gonna have the garments of Baal. Verse 23, read it again.
Verse 23, and Jehud went, and Jonadab, the son of Rechab, into the house of Baal.
Into the house of Baal, go ahead.
And said unto the worshipers of Baal.
What'd he say?
Search.
He said, search.
And look that.
And I want you to look that what?
There be here with you none of the servants of the Lord.
I said, I don't want no servants of the Lord in here, but what?
But the worshipers of Baal only.
But the worshipers of Baal only. So when we become fishers, y'all go in there, auntie, like throw this feast for Easter. And when you get everybody get in the house, they clothed it up. Everybody in there with the lime green, yellow suits on and the pink tie. Pastel color. Now, if it's anybody in here with some friends, just let them go. Let them up out of here. But if he got them vestments of Baal on, he done revealed his faith. I know he worshiping the devil. Go here, verse 24.
Verse 24. And when they went in to offer sacrifices and burnt offerings, Jehud appointed 80 men without.
So he appointed 80 men. Go ahead.
And said,
what'd he say?
If any of the men whom I have brought into your hands escape.
So if anybody escape from this building, go ahead.
He that letteth him go.
He that let him go.
His life shall be for the life of him.
Man, if you let him go, your life gonna be for his. So he meant business. He said, man, we gonna fulfill this prophecy of the Most High. Everybody gotta die. If one person get away, man, his life gotta be traded for yours. Go ahead, verse 25.
Verse 25. And it came to pass, as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering.
So he waited. He still had to wait. He still had to see. He said, as soon as he had made an end of the offering, of offering the burnt offering, go ahead.
That Jehud said to the guard, and to the captains, go in.
He said, go in.
And slay them.
And kill everybody. I got to make sure. So even though I got the vestments right here, make sure, all right, cool. But let's see who gonna make this burnt offering. So as soon as they got done, he saw, he said, all right, go in and kill them. Go ahead.
Let none come forth.
He said, don't let nobody come forth. Go ahead.
And they smote them with the edge of the sword.
And they smote them with the edge of the sword. Go ahead.
And the guard and the captains cast them out.
And they cast them out. Go ahead.
And went to the city of the house of Baal.
That's it on that. Last one. Give me Proverbs 20. Read verse 11 when you get there. Matter of fact, start verse 6.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 20, starting at verse 6.
So the moral of my portion of the lesson is you really not gonna know a person's face until you see their deeds and the things that they do. That's their real face. That's their real intentions. All right, so go ahead. Proverbs 20, verse 6.
Most men will proclaim everyone his own goodness.
It said most men, they'll proclaim every last one of them his own goodness and how good they is. Because even when I was in the world, evil as hell, I would convince, like, oh, I'm a good person. At least I ain't killing nobody. That's what most men to do. Be wicked as hell. You got a meat lover's pizza like a mud. You got a meat lover's pizza. I'm eating all kind of crazy abomination. Doing my catfish night with the hot sauce and spaghetti. I'm not reminiscing, y'all. I'm just saying. Yeah, at least I don't drink. At least I don't drink. You in the world, you proclaiming your own goodness, but really you an abomination yourself. They were me. I ain't like it. Like the dude that prays. I ain't like this person over here. I used to think like that. At least I ain't like them. Most men will proclaim their own goodness, but not even realizing that you wretched. Go ahead.
But a faithful man, who can find?
He said, but a faithful man, who gonna find him? Who gonna find that? Go ahead.
The just man walketh in his integrity.
He said, the just man walketh in his integrity.
His children are blessed after him.
He said, his children blessed after him. Verse 8, we read this one last week. Verse 8.
Verse 8. A king that sitteth in the throne of judgment scattereth away all evil with his eyes.
He said, a king that sitteth in the throne of judgment, he scattereth away all evil with his eyes. Why? He's in the seat of judgment. People know that he will judge you and cast you in prison. He'll take your goods, all of these things. That's his real face off of what he can do and what he has done. Go ahead, verse 9.
Verse 9. Who can say, I have made my heart clean?
He said, who can say I made my heart clean? Go ahead.
I am pure from my sin.
Who can say I am pure from my sin? Go ahead, verse 10.
Verse 10. Diverse weights and diverse measures.
Both
of them are alike abomination to the Lord.
So a diverse weight and diverse measure is like a it's like a false balance. How do I describe it? Like if you weighing something, say for instance you are a butcher or something like that, and you're supposed to be selling a pound of meat for $20, right? But your balance is false. You done took like 25% out of it on your scale. So when you put the meat on there, it make it seem like it's a pound, but it's really three-quarters of a pound. So you done charge people $20 when you didn't sell them the whole pound. That's a false balance and a false weight. And the Most High said that's an abomination unto him. But the point is verse 11. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
Go ahead. Try it again.
Verse 11. Even a child is known by his doing.
You see that? That's the point. Say, even a child is known. If you see somebody, you can't say, oh, I know them. No, you known. It say, even a child is known by what?
By his doing.
By his doing. Why is it worded like that? We say, even a child. Like say for instance, if I was a stupid person, which I am, right? And I'll say something like, I know that. That'll be insinuating I'm stupid, but I know that part. So when they say even a child is known by his doing, he letting you know, look, everybody known by the things that they do, man. That's your real face. Go ahead. Whether what?
Whether his work be pure.
Whether his work be pure.
And whether it be right.
And whether it be right. And with that I yield.
Man, all praise for that portion the Most High used man to bring out. Man. But Shabbat Shalom, y'all.
Shabbat Shalom.
So the lesson today is written all over your face. And we also got to know too, the destruction is written all over this earth. We all know that America going to be destroyed. But we got to understand the whole earth got to be destroyed too. It's one reason why. Give me Revelation 12:9.
The book of Revelation, chapter 12, starting in verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called
He said, and that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called who?
Called the devil.
And what?
And Satan.
So called the devil and Satan. Keep going.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
Which deceived just America.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
It said, which deceiveth the whole world. Keep going.
He was cast out into the earth.
Well, he was cast to?
He was cast out into the earth.
He said he was cast out into what?
Into the earth.
And who else?
And his angels were cast out with him.
So this is why this earth got to be destroyed. This is why this earth got to be purged out. Because that one thing right there, the devil that cast out, he was cast out to this whole world. He was cast out to this earth. Now give me 2 Peter. So the structure written all over the earth. It's written. The devil deceived the whole world. First Peter 3. I mean 2 Peter 3. My bad. Start at verse 1.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, starting at verse 1. This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds.
So what we about to read, it should want to stir up y'all pure minds. Or what?
By way of remembrance.
By way of remembrance. So we got to remember this what we about to read. Keep going.
That ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets.
So what he about to say, he finna show us a reminder. He said that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before who?
The holy prophets.
The holy prophets.
And of the commandment of us.
And of the commandments of us. Keep going.
The apostles of the Lord and Savior.
So he finna bring this to remembrance. This got to be a reminder to all of us. This got to stir us up what we about to read. Keep going.
Knowing this first.
Knowing this first.
That there shall come in the last days.
He said, knowing this first. That there should come in the last days who?
Scoffers.
Scoffers. Mockers.
Scoffers. Walking after their own lust.
He said walking after their own lust. Keep going.
And saying, where is the promise of his coming?
Go back to verse 3. It said, scoffers walking after their own lust. The one that justify their evil deeds. The one that say it's okay to do this. Keep going.
Scoffers walking after their own lust. And saying, where is the promise of his coming?
And some would say, where is the promise of his coming? When he coming? When he going to come to destroy this place? They always saying it. Keep going.
For since the fathers fell asleep.
He said since the fathers had fell asleep, our forefathers they had passed away. Keep going.
All the things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
Guess what? Even though they saying this right here, all things going to continue of the beginning of the creation. Well, the Most High say, it's still going to happen. Even though they looking for it. Keep going.
For this they willingly are ignorant of.
He said what?
For this they willingly are ignorant of.
So let us not fall in this category right here. It said for this they willingly are what?
Are ignorant of.
Of what? By what?
That by the word of God the heavens were of old.
He said by the word of God the heavens were of old.
And the earth standing out of the water and in the water.
And in the water. So brothers, give me what scripture that proved that how what covenant that he made with Noah in the seed of him?
What's that question again?
What is the scripture that proving that he made a covenant with Noah and the seed after him? How he destroyed the first earth? The earth.
In Genesis.
So what scripture?
Of course, that's Genesis.
Give me Genesis 9.
Yeah. Genesis 9.
Verse 8. All right, read verse 8.
The book of Genesis, chapter 9, starting at verse 8. And God spake unto Noah, and to his sons with him, saying, and I, behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you.
So the Most High said he established a covenant with you and the seed after him, which we came from Noah through Shem. So it's that covenant through us. Keep going.
And with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth.
Keep going.
And I will establish my covenant with you, Neither shall all fish be cut off anymore by the waters of a flood.
He said about what?
By the waters of a flood.
He said about the waters of the flood. Keep going.
Neither shall there anymore be a flood to destroy the earth.
He said, neither shall there be any more be a flood to destroy the earth. Keep going.
And God said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me.
The token part. He said, and God said, this is the token of the covenant which I what?
Which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for a perpetual generation.
So this covenant that he ain't going to destroy the earth with the water no more, this going to be forever. Perpetual what?
Generations.
Generations. Keep going.
I do set my bow.
What did he say again?
I do set my bow.
So he said, what did he say again? He said, I do set my bow. So the bow is what, y'all? That rainbow. So that every time we see that rainbow, every time it's a covenant between Noah and his seed after him that he will not flood the earth with water no more. He will not destroy the earth with water no more. Keep going.
I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth.
Keep going.
And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud.
He said that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. So that's the covenant. Every time we see it, it should bring a remembrance to us, if we know this right here, that he's not going to destroy this earth with water no more. Keep going.
And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you.
He said he going to remember that covenant. He going to remember it. Keep going.
Which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh.
Of all what?
Of all flesh.
Of all flesh. Keep going.
And the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh.
He said no more. The water should not, what did he say? No more become a flood to destroy all flesh. So water is not going to destroy all flesh. So go back. They go to 2 Peter.
And this is some power that King bringing out. I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago. Me, Edwards, and Yehoshua, when we just got back in from town, and Shamar, we seen. I'd never seen this. That bright of a rainbow. It was so brilliant. I mean, it was so vibrant. It scared us. Okay. And the Most High said he would do these things in the last days to shake us up, to wake us up. Anybody in here, by the raising of your hand, anybody in here ever seen purple lightning? When? Yesterday. Purple. Never seen it. You seen purple rain. You might have seen purple rain this evening. But purple lightning? Never. These things are being shown in the heavens, is letting us know whose minds and eyes are open that something is about to take place, and we need to get ready. Purple. All of them, like we was at the programs, and you want to take a picture of it, but it's kind of difficult to take a picture of a lightning unless you got a video roll. And we seen it. It actually put me in mind of what Matanaha was on the phone. We was on the phone with him earlier that day. He said he had to reroute his whole schedule for Friday because he ran into a storm that put so much fear in his heart, he had to pray. Me and Yehoshua ran going to the storm, and we literally see purple lightning coming from the skies, man. Unbelievable, never seen it in my life.
Hey, Salaki can't, like, off of what Kyle was just saying, I was riding, I was going through Mississippi, and, like, I promise you, this storm was like no other storm I ever seen. Like, it was so black. Like, it was daytime, but it was black. And I'm talking about lightning was hitting spots 3-4 times in the same spot. It go boom, 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 and then boom. And I'm talking about I'm in that jump. I'm in trouble. I'm driving, praying. I'm like, Lord, get me through this. I need some guidance through this thing. That's how bad it was. I ain't never seen nothing like it, like at all. And I'm talking about it was wrecks, everything that was going on right there. So these storms are intensifying. A lot of y'all know, even just in Memphis, storm come through for 20 minutes, your power out for 3 days. Like ain't never seen it. Most of the time, if it's out that long, the storm it rained all night. Not on this, but go ahead, King.
Yeah, all praises. Let's go back to 2 Pt.2.
What verse was that?
Verse 5.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, and verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water.
He said the earth was standing out of the water and in the water. So guess what? At that time, guess what? In Genesis now, what we just got done read, though the earth was flooded, was destroyed with water. Keep going.
Whereby the word that whereby the word that then was being overflowed with water perished.
He said, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. So all the people that was on dry land had died. So what? Since he made a covenant that he ain't gonna destroy the earth with water no more, what he gonna destroy the earth with now?
Fire.
With fire. He gonna destroy it with fire. Keep going.
But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store.
He said, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store. What are you gonna say? How they kept in store? Keep going.
Reserved unto fire.
He said the heavens and the earth gonna be reserved. Reserved unto what?
Unto fire, against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
He said reserved unto the fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So the earth got to be destroyed of evil men. The earth got to be destroyed because Satan got cast down to this earth. He deceived the whole world. So it go in more detail about how the ungodly man gonna die. Give me Malachi 4:1. And ungodly women too. Read verse 1.
The book of Malachi, chapter 4, and verse 1. For behold, the day cometh.
He said, behold, the day cometh. Man, the day is coming, y'all. Remember what we read. Remember this right here. It said, for behold, the day cometh, keep going.
That shall burn as an oven.
He said, that shall burn as an oven. Who want to touch a hot oven, y'all? Huh? Nobody. Keep going.
And all the proud.
He said, all the proud.
And ye and all that do wickedly.
He said, all that do wickedly.
Shall be stubble.
Shall be what?
Shall be stubble.
Shall be stubble. Shall come to nothing. Ashes. Keep going.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up.
He said, in the day that cometh shall burn them up. Keep going.
Said the Lord of hosts.
He said, said the Lord of hosts. Keep going.
That it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
So this is what's going to happen to the ungodly men. They're going to be burned up. They would leave them neither root nor what?
Nor branch.
Nor branch. They ain't going to even exist. So we got to remember this right here. The Most High got to destroy this place because ungodly men. The whole earth is defiled. Defiled with blood, defiled with whoredom. It got to be destroyed. It go back to 2 Peter 3. Now read that part, reserved unto fire against.
Go back. Go Malachi.
Yeah, verse 7, read reserved unto the fire against.
Hold on.
Now read by the same word I kept in store. In verse 7.
How you make it go back? How you make it go back? The book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word I kept in store.
He said, by the same word I kept in store, I kept in reserve. Keep going.
Reserved unto fire.
He said, reserve unto a fire against what?
The day of judgment.
Against the day of judgment. Keep going.
And perdition of ungodly men.
Perdition of ungodly men. Keep going.
But beloved, be not ignorant of this one. This one thing.
He said, but beloved, be not ignorant. Let none of us be ignorant of this right here. Let's remember this right here. It's a reminder to stir us up. Keep going.
That one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years.
He said that one day is with the Lord is what?
As 1,000 years.
As 1,000 years. Keep going.
And 1,000 years as one day.
And as 1,000 years as one day. Keep going.
The Lord is not slack concerning his
He
promise.
said the Lord is not slack concerning his promise. He said that he's going to destroy this earth. He said that he ain't going to flood this earth with water. He ain't going to destroy it with water. He never slacked his promise at all. So what he say he going to use fire, he going to do it. He going to do it. Keep going.
As some men count slackness.
Some men count slackness. I know I fall in that sometimes. I count slackness sometimes. Like this morning, I said I won't get up at 6 o'clock, but I keep on hitting the alarm. I got up at 7:30. That's count slackness right there.
Right.
I'm playing to myself to get up, but I didn't get up. That's what men do. But the Most High, he keep his word. He don't count slackness. If he say he gonna do it, he gonna do it. He gonna bring this destruction on this place. Guess what? He is. Keep going.
But it's long suffering toward usward.
But guess what? He said, but it's long suffering towards usward. Keep going.
Not willing that any should perish.
Like, guess he don't want none of us to perish. But guess what? He got to keep his word. Keep going.
But that all shall come to repentance.
He said, but that all should come to repentance. Israel come to repentance. All Israel come to repentance. He don't want none of us to die. He want us to repent. He want us to change our ways. But if you don't, you're going to get caught in that fire. Keep going.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
We don't know that time. We don't know that time when he coming back. Keep going.
In the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, with a great noise.
He said, in that which the heavens shall pass away with what?
A great noise.
With a great noise. You think the thunder that we hearing that's loud? It's going to be even louder than that. With a great noise. Keep going.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
He said, and the elements shall melt with fervent what?
With fervent heat.
With fervent heat. Keep going.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
He said, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Everything gonna be burnt up if it's not of the Most High. Everything. Keep going.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved.
He said what?
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved.
Keep going.
What manner of persons ought ye to be in a holy conversation?
He said, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation? Keep going.
And godliness.
That's what we need to be in. We need to be in all holy conversation. Keep going.
Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God.
He said, looking for and hasting. Keep going.
Unto the coming, the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Man, this should scare us right here, y'all. This should really scare us right here. It should stir us up to want to get right. It should, because I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that fervent heat, and I don't want to see my brother and sister in it. The Most High don't even want us to be destroyed. This should stir us up to want to change our minds, to change what we need to do right. Because the earth had to be destroyed, y'all. It ain't no putting off. Keep going.
Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth.
He said, nevertheless, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth. Keep going.
Wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Wherein dwelleth what?
Righteousness.
The ones that keep the commandments of God. The ones that's righteous. Now give me Revelation 21. Disapprove that. The third, about the new heavens and the new earth. Revelation 21. Just read verse 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 1. And they say new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
And he said, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. Keep going.
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
He said, for the first heaven and the first earth were what?
Passed away.
What? Passed away. So he gonna create a new heaven and a new earth. It got to be cleansed, y'all. This earth got to be cleansed. Got to be purged out because it's too wicked. Keep going.
And there was no more sea.
And there was no more sea. We ain't going to see a sea. See a sea. Give me Isaiah 24:16.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 24:16. From the uttermost parts of the earth have we heard songs.
He said, for the uttermost part of the earth have we heard songs. Keep going.
Even glory to the righteous.
He said, even glory to the righteousness.
But I said, my leanness.
He said, but I said, my leanness.
My leanness.
My leanness.
woe unto me.
So right there he said, my lineage, woe unto me. So it just really proved that we shouldn't have no type of lineage in us at all. He said, woe unto me if he got that lineage in him. Keep going.
The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously.
He said the treacherous dealers have dealt what?
Treacherously.
Treacherously. Keep going.
Yea, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously.
He said, yea, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously. That's why this place got to be destroyed. Keep going.
Fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitants of the earth.
He said, fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitant of the earth.
Salaki, let me add out what you said. Man. This is why this place got to be destroyed. This place got to be destroyed, man, because, man, look, give me Salaki cut you out. Give me James 5. Because we had a meeting at work. And it was so crazy, right? They was, hey, Shalom, Glenn, Shabbat Shalom. We had a meeting, and, okay, so we going into a new system, right? And they giving us a start time. Well, they ask us what time we want to start, right? So I just say a number. Say, for instance, on a person's ship, their start time is 5 o'clock. Now, granted, you know, on some jobs, you might get there a little early. Say, for instance, a person might get there 10 minutes early or whatever and just start kind of preparing for the day or whatever like that. On this new system that they set up is they're asking you what time you want to start your shift. So you say 5 o'clock. They set it up for 5. If you go in and you clock in at 4:50, they ain't going to start paying you until the time you said that you want your shift to start. And some people will come in 10, 15 minutes early to get the day going or whatever like that. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because they wasn't going to tell us that this was a part of the new system until I started asking questions. Because when we switched, it changed how we clocked in. So I asked them, I said, okay, how does the new clock in work? Because I want to make sure that I'm getting paid for my hours and things that I do and everybody else or whatever. So once I said that, then they decided to tell the truth. But had I not asked that question, they would have had people coming in like we normally do sometimes. Not me, because I be late every day. But they would have some of these people coming in early, having people come in early, 15 minutes, and that'll add up, right? Through the week, if you got a person that's working, 5 days a week, 5 days a week, 15 minutes every day, what's that? That's an hour. That's an hour and 15 minutes right there, right? And if you get paid bi-weekly, that's 2 hours and 30 minutes coming off your check for free, and they wasn't gonna tell us this. And guess what? That's abominable to the Most High. We just read that in Proverbs 20. That's like a false weight. You having unjust dealings. But go ahead, read that James 5, read verse 1. This is why this place got to be destroyed, because it's so many tricks and so many schemes for people to maximize their dollar. That's what these companies doing. James 5 and 1. Go ahead.
Book of James chapter 5 verse 1.
Go ahead.
Go to now, ye rich men.
Go to now, ye rich men. Go ahead.
Weep and howl.
Weep and howl.
For your miseries that shall come upon you.
For your miseries that shall come upon you. Go ahead.
Your riches are corrupted.
He said your riches are corrupted. Go ahead.
And your garments are moth-eaten.
He said your garments, they moth-eaten. Go ahead.
Your gold and silver is cankered.
He said your gold and silver is cankered. Go ahead.
And the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
He said the rust of them shall be a witness against you. Go ahead.
And shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
He said, and it's going to eat your flesh as it were fire. We're reading this for context, but we're going to get to a point here. Go ahead.
Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days.
Read that again.
Together for the last days.
It says, ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. These rich CEOs and companies, they grabbing all these treasures because they know this book better than our people that sleep. They heaping up these treasures for the last days. Man, these folks got underground bunkers with pools and jacuzzis. My food, they got a place where they store in every seed. A bunch of places where what they call those things? It's not a greenhouse. It's called, well, not the bunker. It's we'll look it up later, but it's like a building that it holds every single seed.
Storehouse.
Something like that for seeds, but they treasuring this stuff up for the last days. Go here, verse 4.
Verse 4, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your field.
It said, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, meaning your workers, the pay of your workers that reap down your fields, go ahead.
Which is of you kept back by fraud.
It said, which is of you is kept back by fraud.
Wow.
Man, them folk was willing to fraud people out of two and a half hours, bro, and wasn't going to tell us until questions was asked. They said they're going to keep it back by fraud. He said, those laborers, they do what?
Crying.
Man, they crying, bro. I can't believe these folks trying to steal from me and I'm working like that. And you're not going to even get the full 40. Go ahead.
And the cries of them which have reaped are entering into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath.
Sabbath, yeah. So it's the Sabbath. So look, it says the cries have entered into his ears. That's why this place going to go down. But go ahead, King.
All praises. So he was just really just showing that how they dealing treacherously. They getting over with the owls. They getting over with deception. All these type of stuff. Go back to Isaiah 24. And read verse 16 again.
The book of Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 16. From the uttermost parts of the earth have we heard songs, even glory to the righteous. But I said, my leanness, woe unto me.
He said, but I said, my lineage, woe unto me. Keep going.
The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously.
What did it say again?
The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously.
He said the treacherous dealers have dealt what?
Treacherously.
They getting over. These dealers out here, they getting over. Some jobs, it worth more than what you get paid. Especially if you're doing hard, strenuous labor. Keep going.
The treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously.
He said what?
The treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously.
They underpaying you. They disrespecting you. They cutting your hours. They doing stuff behind your back. Passing out laws in the building. You probably walk up in there, you don't know what's going on. They probably fire you because of a law that you didn't even know nothing about, that you broke. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It will stay. So guess what? This place got to be destroyed. All right, keep reading.
Fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee.
Guess what? The earth, guess what? What did it say again?
Fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee.
He said, fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee. So guess what? The pit and the snare, it's amongst us right now. And he said, because what he said? He said, oh, inhabitant of the earth. We inhabit the earth. We in these snares, we in these traps. That's why this earth got to be destroyed. Keep going.
And it shall come to pass that he who flees from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit.
He said, he that fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit. Keep going.
And he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare.
It said, and he that come up out of the midst of the pit shall what?
That's crazy. Taken in the snare.
Shall be taken in the snare. Keep going.
For the windows from on high are open.
He said, for the windows from on high are open. The Most High see it. Keep going.
And the foundations of the earth to do shake.
He said, and the foundation of the earth do shake. The Most High, he got to destroy this place. He finna make this thing shake. Keep going.
The earth is utterly broken down.
He said the earth is utterly broken down. Who can't see this earth, y'all? The devil, Satan. Keep going.
The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean, dissolved.
He said, and the earth is clean, dissolved. Keep going.
The earth is moved exceedingly.
He said the earth is moved exceedingly. Now, he finna compare the earth to something. Man, I was like, dang. Keep going.
The earth shall reel to and fro.
He said what? Bring it up, Ezra. What did it say again?
The earth shall reel to and fro.
He said the earth shall reel to and fro
like a drunkard.
You ever seen a drunkard that be staggering? That's how the earth gonna be. And guess what he finna compare it to? He said, keep going.
And shall be removed like a cottage.
You ever seen a house got destroyed, demolished? That's how the earth gonna be. It got to be because of what?
Because of sin.
No, read.
Oh. And the transgressions thereof shall be heavy upon
He
it.
said, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it. The Most High, he blamed his earth. He blamed with everything that's in it. It got to be destroyed. Mm-hmm. It got to be shaken. It got to be removed like a cottage. Demolition. What is it called? Demolition? Mm-hmm. The earth going to be just like that cottage, like a house that's being destroyed.
Demolished.
Keep going.
And it shall fall and not rise again.
What it say again?
And it shall fall and not rise again.
Man, this earth that we in, this first earth where we in right now, it would never rise again. So we gotta keep it in our thoughts. Man, fire finna come to this place. It finna burn down. Destruction written all over this place. We always talk about America. Yeah, that's the main kingdom up in this earth. But guess what? The whole earth been deceived. Satan cast to the earth. Now read that verse again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again.
It ain't gonna rise again. So what's gonna stand? What's gonna stand, y'all? What scripture?
The remnant.
Give me Matthew 24, verse 35. Yeah, the heaven and the earth gonna pass away. The heaven and the earth gonna pass away, y'all, but some gonna stand.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 35. Heaven and earth shall pass away.
The heaven and earth shall be destroyed, pass away. Keep going.
But my word shall not pass away.
Guess what? His word gonna stand.
That's right.
His word gonna stand. Everything that the Most High spoke in this Bible, it happened and it gonna happen. He ain't slack of his concerning his promise. The fire gotta happen to this earth because all the transgression that's in it, and lewdness, all that type of stuff. So let this right here stir y'all up. The portion that Mananaha brung out, the portion that I brung it through the Most High, and what Kyle finna bring out. Let that stir us up. Let this bring us to remember, like it get our stuff together. Yeah, we all messed up, but let's get it together. And I yield.
Okay, let's go home. The mark of the beast. Revelation 13, real quick. Come on. Revelation 13. Revelation 13, let's start at verse 15. The mark of the beast, right? I hope y'all been taking notes the whole time. What is the mark of the beast? It's written all over your face, right? That's the topic. Read on.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, starting at verse 15.
Come on.
And he had power.
And he had what?
He had power.
The beast had power, read.
To give life unto the image of the beast.
Come on.
That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image.
And who?
That many as would not worship.
This thing, I said earlier, the whole thing is about worship. Okay? Read.
Would not worship the image of the beast.
Read.
Should be killed.
Whoever in the last days, the days we're in now, the days that's coming, and we believe all hell gonna break loose in 2024. This is what we believe. We could be wrong, but this is what we believe. Read on.
Verse 16.
Come on.
And he causeth all, both small and great.
He causeth all, both small, read,
and great, rich, and poor, free, and bond.
I know some camps teach that this is speaking about small nations, great nations. Okay, I can agree with that. But it's also talking about individuals also. Status, individuals, right. Because all shall stand before the judgment seat of the Most High. Read it again.
And he causeth all, both small and great.
He forced all, both small and great, read.
Rich and poor.
Come on.
Free and bond.
Free and bond.
To receive a mark.
Receive a mark.
In their right hand.
In their right hand.
Or in their forehead.
Or in their foreheads.
And that no man might buy or sell.
Now, here's the part that gets us tripped up. I had several brothers on last week come to me about this, and I talked to the pillars, and we said we're going to do this again to make it clear on what this is, what's going on here. Read verse 17 again.
Verse 17.
16.
Verse 16.
Come on.
And he causeth all, both small and great.
Read.
Rich and poor.
Rich and poor.
Free and bond.
Free and bond.
To receive a mark.
To receive a what?
To receive a mark.
To receive a mark. Right? Read.
In their right hand.
In their right hand.
Or in their foreheads.
Or in their foreheads.
And that no man might buy or
and
sell.
And that no man might buy or what?
Or sell.
Buy nothing or sell anything.
Save he.
That only the one. Save means only the one. Read.
Save he that had the mark.
Only he that has the mark.
Or the name.
Oh, hold on, wait. Read it slow.
Or the name.
Read it again.
Verse 17.
Come on.
And that no man might buy or sell.
No man might buy or sell.
Save he that had the mark.
The only one that can buy or sell is he that got what?
That had the mark.
Or what?
Or the name.
That's two things. That's two. You won't be able to buy or sell without either it's saying the mark or is a conjunction. Or the what?
Or the name.
Or the name. Right? Read.
Or the name of the beast.
No. Or the name of the
beast.
Or the what?
Or the number of his name.
This is a conjunction. So we got three identifying characteristics or three different identifying markers. What are those three identifying markers? This is very important now. The three identifying markers are what? The mark of the beast, the name of the beast, and what? The number of his name, right? Read verse 18. Keep these things in mind. Read.
Verse 18. Here is wisdom.
Here, now, what's wisdom? What is wisdom, kings? What is wisdom? Huh? The fear of the Most High? The law? Okay, so here is wisdom. Read.
Here is wisdom. Let him that had understanding.
Let him that hath understanding. How do we get understanding? Read.
Count the number of the beast.
Count the number of the what?
Of the beast.
Of the beast.
For it is.
For it is what?
The number of a man.
The number of a what?
Of a man.
Of a man. Read.
And his number.
And his number is what?
Is 600.
600.
60.
60.
And 6.
What is his number, kings? 666. It's the number of a what?
Of a man.
It's the number of a man. Give me Isaiah 14, quick. Isaiah 14. Come on. Isaiah 14. We have to know this because we are about to enter into an arena that only those who make it through this are going to be accounted as the chosen people of God. Absolutely. Isaiah 14, read verse 12.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, starting at verse 12.
Now we know from reading Revelation 13 that the beast is the devil. And man, now I just read it earlier, or I think it was a Shamar. The devil is Lucifer. The Lucifer is the devil. They're one in the same, right? Read verse 12.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, starting at verse 12.
Read.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
O Lucifer.
Son of the morning.
Read.
How art thou cut down to the ground?
Come on.
Which didst weaken the nations.
Who did that? Lucifer. Read verse 13.
Verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart.
For you said in your mind.
I will ascend into heaven.
I want you to pay attention to key points in this. For thou hast said in thine mind, I will what?
Ascend into heaven.
I will ascend into heaven. Read.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation.
I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation.
In the sides of the north.
And the sides of the north.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
I will ascend to the heights of the clouds. Come on.
I will be like the Most High.
I will be what?
I will be like the Most High.
I will what?
I will be like the Most High.
So in the devil's or in Lucifer's mind, he wants to be like who? The Most High. These are keys. I don't want you to miss this. Follow me. The devil wants to be like the Most High. Lucifer wants to be like the Most High. Revelation 13, Lucifer or the devil causes all, both small, great, rich, and poor, to receive a mark. Whoever would not worship. Why? Why is he concerned about worship? Because the Most High is being worshiped. Isaiah 14 says he wants to be like the Most High, right? Revelation 13 also says his number is the number of a what?
Of a man.
So this man, this devil or Lucifer is a what? He's a man. Let's prove that. Keep reading.
Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Read.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
Read.
And consider thee, saying,
Consider saying what?
Is this the man?
What man are we talking about in Isaiah 14? What? No, I want what the scripture say. What man in context are we talking about? We just read it. Who? No. I want scripture. And don't holler out. Don't holler out. Let's raise your hand. In context, in this book, in this chapter, who is this man? Give me King Uzi. Huh? Uzi. Lucifer. In context, he said, is this the man? And the man we're referencing is who? Lucifer. Read again.
Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
That made the earth to tremble?
That did shake kingdoms?
That did shake kingdoms. Keep reading.
That made the world as a wilderness.
Read.
And destroyed the cities thereof.
Read.
That opened not the house of his prisoners.
That's very important too. Because who are the prisoners in this devil's kingdom? We are the, right. Keep all that in mind. Keep reading.
All the kings of the nations.
All the kings of the nations?
Even all of them.
Read.
Lie in glory. Everyone in his own house.
Everyone in his what? Own house. Who are the ones that's not in their own house? Right, Israel. Where are the Israelites? We just read it.
Prison.
They in prison. Just because you ain't in a jail cell don't mean you ain't in prison. Captivity is prison. Right? Right. And he said he refused to let the prisoners go. Ding, 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 ding. Go right back to Egypt. He refused to let Israel go. Moses kept begging, let my people go. He said, no, I'm not going to let them go. The Bible speaks that this Lucifer is not going to allow us to go. Right? Now, give me Isaiah 46, verse 10. Keep all the scriptures in mind that we just read. Keep these things in your mind. Isaiah 46, let me get it with you. I need to look at it. Move down to verse 9. Let me look at 9. Oh, yes, read verse 9.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 46, starting at verse 9.
Come on.
Remember the former things
Remember the former things of old.
For I am God.
For who?
For I am God.
Who's speaking?
Yahweh.
For I am who?
For I am God.
Read.
And there is none else.
There is what?
There is none else.
Read.
I am God.
I am who?
I am God.
Read.
And there is none like me.
Watch this. Read verse 10.
Verse 10. Declaring the end.
Declaring the end.
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
And from ancient times.
And from ancient times.
The things that are not yet done.
The things declaring from ancient times the things that are not yet done. Read.
Saying, my counsel shall stand.
Saying, my counsel shall stand.
And I will do all my pleasure.
And I will do all my pleasure. Okay, we get this, Father. You declare the ending from the beginning. We can understand what is going to happen in the end by observing what he did in the beginning. Yep. Come. We understand that things that are not yet done, can be declared from what? Ancient times. Right? Right? Okay, you want to pull, well, yeah, I got, but you can pull it. Give me Ecclesiastes 3 and 3. This is very important. These keys, keep this stuff in mind. This is going to show you the identity of the mark of the beast. Right? We already found out that there are 3 different characteristics of the mark. Can y'all name them real quick? Read verse 15.
Drop. Ecclesiastes 3 and 15.
3 and 15. Quickly.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, starting at verse 15.
Come on.
That which had been is now.
That which have been is what?
Is now.
Is now. So what went on in the past is going on right now. Read.
In that which is to be had.
And that which is to be what?
Be had.
Be had.
Already been.
It has already been. That's very important. So when we're reading in Revelation, go back to Revelations 13. When we're reading in Revelation 13, when we're reading in Revelation, that's why precept must be upon precept. When we're reading in Revelation, when we read verse 16.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, starting at verse 16.
Quickly.
And he calls it all, both small and great.
He calls it everybody, both small and great.
Rich and poor.
Rich and poor.
Free and bond.
Nobody is exempt. Read.
To receive a mark.
To receive a mark. Read.
In their right hand.
In their right hand.
Or in their foreheads.
Or in their foreheads.
And that no man might buy or sell.
That no man may buy or sell.
Save he that had the mark.
Save he that hath the mark.
Or the name.
Or the name.
Of the beast.
Of the beast.
Or the number of his name.
Or the number of his name. Go ahead. What's that? Go ahead. Yeah. Read verse 18.
Verse 18.
Read.
Here is wisdom.
Here is wisdom.
Let him that hath understanding.
Let him that hath understanding.
Count the number of the beast.
Count the number of the beast.
For it is the number of a man.
Count the number of the beast. Count the number of Lucifer. For it is the number of a man. The man is Lucifer. Read.
In his number.
And the number of Lucifer
is 600.
600.
3 scores.
3 score.
And 6.
And 6. Now, I need 3 brothers. Get a mic. Whoever you want to choose. Now, if y'all don't stand up, I'm going to call you. I'm going to pick you out. I need 3 brothers to stand up. You got 3 characteristics of the mark, right? I need 3 brothers to stand up and give me your interpretation on what you think the mark of the beast is. I'll give him the mic right here. Right here, King. Hold on. Want you, Stand up. Stand up. We want you to say it. Go ahead. What is the mark of the beast? Is that mic on?
It's on.
Speaking to the mic, Glenn. Come on.
I don't understand what the word I've been saying.
Mm-hmm.
I had a feeling on to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And understand it the way I feel, it's real.
Is what?
It's real.
It's real. So the mark, okay, we know the mark is real. So you're saying the mark is tangible. It's something that you can touch or handle. Okay, good. I like that. Give me in the back. Stand up and tell us what the mark of the beast, what do you think the mark of the beast is?
Well, I don't think the mark of the beast is physical. I think it's more on the spiritual standpoint.
Okay, you said you don't think the mark of the beast is physical. It's more on a.
It's like, I think it's like basically that's a person that's accepted the devil as their ruler or leader.
Okay, speak in the mic for me.
I think the mark is just that you basically just accepted the devil as your guide or leader.
Okay. Now keep in mind, it says you won't be able to buy or sell. Because we're going to go into the mark here in a minute. I just want to set the stage so we can talk about this thing, okay? So give us a little bit on the buying and selling. What do you think that means?
I mean, it's like, I think it's like basically like if you don't accept the agenda that they're pushing, if you don't accept the laws that they have put in place, then you won't be able to buy and sell.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Give us one more. I like that. All praises. Okay. Go ahead, Elder.
Sorry for not standing up here. But I believe the mark of the beast is your works and your knowledge.
Okay.
For example, by your hand, that represents the works what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the forehead, that represents the knowledge. So, like for example, we here choose to serve the Most High and worship on his Sabbath, because the Most High said we must worship on his Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
So we are here on this Sabbath day worshiping.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got them other guys who change the Sabbath to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who give them the power, the authority to do that, but they did that. So their work is worshiping on.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that's it.
Okay, that's good.
So to sum it up, pretty much you saying it's faith and works on both sides of the spectrum. It's faith and works for the Most High, your knowledge, your faith and your belief, and then how you working it. Is that what you're saying? And on the flip side, your faith in this evil and your knowledge toward this evil and your works. Is that what you're saying? Just to sum it up in a nutshell?
Mm-hmm. All praises. One more, last one. Come on, Uzziah.
All praise to the Most High.
All praises.
So, analyzing it, it says the mark of the beast is, in my understanding, is this corrupt. First of all, the Most High told us to be separate from this system, to be separate from the ways of this world, the way they act. We all have our own set laws, how we supposed to carry ourselves, how we supposed to conduct ourselves, do business amongst each other. But when you associate yourself with the beast, which is this system, this government, this world that is given unto the hands of Satan, and you look like them, you have taken on the mark, the number, because the number is of a man. Mm-hmm. This system is a beast, because if you don't take, like they go into currency wise, you can't buy, sell, or trade. You gotta have, they gonna all be where they gonna either be some type of beast system where money is not gonna be money. It's gonna be where you gonna have to use their system to buy and sell it, and you gonna have to follow their laws, like he said, and the young brother said. You gonna have to be a part of what they doing in order to buy and sell. But that's not us. We can't do that. So when you think about it, it's just this system, the mark, the number, and his name. When you fall out to Satan, you are Satan's. You are his child. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just like my brother said, we are the Most High. Our faith and our works and how we carry ourselves going to distinguish us. And we already know the word. They're gonna hunt us down. Like that's what it means to me.
Okay. Real quick, Esben.
Yes. If you follow the trend of today, very soon that paper money that we got is going to be useless. Mm-hmm. They're putting in the system now wherein, let's say I'm buying something from Amazon, and I give them my bank account number over the phone from my plastic. Instead of me paying the money directly to Amazon, it's going to go through a branch of the banking system, then go to Amazon. And with a stroke flip of a switch, they can make my bank account useless to me. So therefore, by me not following their system, they make whatever money I earn useless.
Okay. Okay, now, last one, real quick. Real quick, we're going to get back to the precepts. I don't want to hold y'all too long. We got some things to do.
I just want to touch bases on what I.S.A.A.C said. Speaking on Amazon as well, it's finna be to the point, the B system, it's finna be to the point where if you want to purchase something online, they gonna strategically look up your background and see whether you can purchase it or not. Meaning, if they say you can't buy it, you can't purchase it.
Okay, okay. All those answers are good. I like all those answers. All those answers are good. Now, the Bible says, lean not to your own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, right? So, before we go further, the Most High said he tells the ending from the beginning. He says, through his counsel, that there has not or hasn't happened yet has been done, was told through the ancient, right? So, in order for the idea that we have, what is the mark, to be correct, we got to find that thing in Scripture. It has to have been on this earth prior to us being here. There's nothing new under the sun, right? He tells the ending from the beginning, right? So if we ought to get a tattoo in order to, because I heard that too, we got a tattoo to buy and sell, we should find it in here. If it's a chip, like a little piece of rice, I heard that too, we should find it. We should find it in the Scripture, right? At least how many times? At least twice. Why? Because precept what? Okay. Now, some have said, some have said the chip, some said the tattoo. What else do we say the mark is? Right on the scan on your forehead, right? Okay. Right. Right, or the barcode, right. We got to find these things at least twice, right, in the Scriptures. Okay, it says the phone. Okay, we got to find this in the Scripture, right? Okay, let's deal with the Scriptures. Give me Deuteronomy 6 and verse 6. Now, the Bible says that what? Satan, Lucifer says he will be what? Like the Most High. Like God. Whatever the Most High did, Satan gonna take that and he gonna put his twist on it. Right? Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, starting at verse 6.
Read.
In these words, which I command thee this day.
Slow down. And these what?
In these words.
Words, read.
Which I command thee this day. Shall be in thine heart.
Shall be in thy heart or in thy mind, read.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
Read.
And shall talk of them.
And shall talk of them.
When thou sittest in thine house.
When thou sittest in thy house.
And when thou walkest by the way.
He's teaching you what? Actions. But first, before you do the action, it got to be in your mind. Right? Read.
And when thou liest down.
Read.
And when thou risest up.
Read.
And thou shalt bind them for a sign.
And thou shalt bind them for a what?
A sign.
A sign.
Upon thine hand.
Upon thine hand.
And they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
And they shall be as frontlet. Where's the frontlet of your head? The frontlet. Right here. Right between your eyes. Right here. The frontlet. And they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house.
And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house. Hold right there. Give me Deuteronomy 11 and 16. In your hand and in your head. Now, the mark of the beast, he wants the mark. The Bible says it's going to be in your right hand and in your forehead, right? If you don't have that mark, you won't be able to buy or sell. Now, the Most High God says, these laws that I'm giving y'all, I want you to write them or put them in your head, put them as frontlets in your head, between your eyes, and place them in your what? In your hand. Read that. Hold on 1 second, King. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, starting at verse 16.
Quickly.
Take heed to yourself.
Go ahead.
That your heart be not deceived.
That your mind be not deceived. Read.
And ye turn aside.
And you turn aside.
And serve other gods.
Read.
And worship them.
Read.
And then the Lord's wrath
Read.
be kindled against you.
Come on.
And he shut up the heaven.
And he shut the heavens.
That there be no rain.
Keep reading.
And that the land yield not her fruit.
Read.
Unless ye perish quickly from off the good land.
Come on.
Which the Most High giveth you.
Come on.
Therefore, shall ye lay up these my words in your heart.
Lay up these words in your what?
In your heart.
Where's your heart? In your mind. Therefore, you shall lay up these words in your mind. Read.
And in your soul.
And in your what?
In your soul.
And in your soul. Come on.
And bind them.
And bind them.
For a sign.
For a sign.
Upon your hand.
Upon your hand.
That they.
May
be as frontlets.
Frontlets.
Between your eyes.
Between. Your what?
Your eyes.
Your eyes. Give me Exodus 13 verse 9. Real quick. In order to find out what's going to happen in the end, we must go to the beginning. And I'm going to show you today that concept of the mark of the beast, that has happened throughout our captivities. Almost every captivity that we've been in, the concept of the mark of the beast, not being able to buy or sell. Now, the buying and selling, I want you to understand this. The buying and selling simply means not being able to, and somebody in here said, not being able to what? Operate in the big system. Some of us going to lose our jobs because we're not going to want to yield under these laws. Some of us are going to die. Some of us are going to jail because something inside of you is not going to stop you from preaching against homosexuality. In a minute, preaching against homosexuality is going to be a jail, right? It's going to be outlawed. It's going to be a jail offense. Not worshiping on Sunday is going to be punishable by jail time. I'm going to show you that. Read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 13, starting at verse 9.
Read.
And it shall be for a sign.
What shall be for a sign? The law. Read.
Unto thee upon thine hand.
It shall be for a sign upon thine hand.
And for a memorial between thine eyes.
And a memorial between thine eyes.
That the Lord's law.
That the Lord's law.
May be in thy mouth.
That the Lord's law may be in thy what?
Mouth.
In thy mouth. Give me verse 16.
Verse 16.
Read.
And it shall be for a token.
A what?
A token.
And the law shall be for what?
A token.
A what?
A token.
A token.
Upon thine hand.
Upon your hand.
And for frontlets.
And for frontlets.
Between thine eyes.
It shall be for a token in between your eyes and a token in your hand. Read.
For by strength of the hand, the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt.
Stop. Give me the definition. I sent it to you in the text. A matter of fact, look it up fresh. Let's look it up fresh. Give me the definition for the word token. What does token mean? We're going to get some understanding. What does the word token mean? The Most High said, it shall be for a token upon your hand and a token in between your eyes on your forehead, right? Give me token. What does that say?
Token.
Come on.
Noun. A thing serving.
A thing, slow down. A thing serving as what?
As a visible.
As a what?
As a visible.
Something you can see. Because some says the mark is what? Spiritual. Can you see a spirit? But the token says,
A thing serving
is a thing serving as what?
as a visible
or tangible
representation
of
a fact,
quality,
feeling,
etc. Go ahead.
So how can you show the law on your frontlets? How can you show the law on your frontlets? Give me Joshua 1. I think Kaya used to bring this out all the time. I ain't read a long time. Joshua. Verse 8.
Okay. Read that. Because that's what it just said in Exodus.
Read verse 7.
Read verse 7.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1, starting at verse 7.
Come on.
Only be thou strong and very courageous.
Read.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it.
Turn not from it.
To the right hand.
To the right hand.
Or to the left.
Don't turn from it to the right hand or to the left.
That thou mayest prosper.
That thou mayest prosper.
Whithersoever thou goest.
Whithersoever thou goest. Go ahead.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
Out of thy mouth.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
Day and night.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
All that's written therein.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
Read.
And then thou shalt have good success.
And the devil know that. The devil know that our success comes from what? The law, not from buying and selling. You get that? So it's the same thing. It's worship. The beast knows if you worship me, I'll what? Give you. Give me Luke 4 real quick. Quickly. Give me Luke 4. It's the same thing. The devil knows he's going along with the program. Exactly what the Most High God is doing, the devil doing it. We just read, thanks for the precept, the Most High God says, if you keep my law, if you do what I say, if you keep on the front list of your eyes as a token, if you put them in your hand to remind you, because in your mind, Glenn, in your mind, if the law is in your mind, you are going to what? Do them. The hand represents to do. I'm going to prove that in a minute. The hand represents work. That's why he says the right hand. He could have said left. The hand means what you do, right? You can't do nothing unless it's in your mind, right? So the devil knows if you do something, if you worship me, I'm going to what? Give you something. Give me that in Luke 4, move down. If you bow down and worship me. I think it's verse 8, 9. Read verse 7. Come on.
The book of Luke, chapter 4, starting at verse 7.
Read.
If thou therefore wilt worship me.
It what?
If thou therefore wilt worship me.
This is about worship, family. This is all it's about. It's about worship. Who are you going to worship? The end battle is about worship. That's what it's about. Read on.
All shall be thine.
Oh, I'll give you everything. You'll be able to get whatever you want if you worship me.
You just said something. Like all these precepts, come. All these precepts we read week in, week out. Man, he just really summed it up. Mm-hmm. Everything falls on the guideline of that very first commandment. Mm-hmm. Worship.
Thou shalt not worship no other God beside me. This is where we're going. It's about worship. Why? Because the Satan, Lucifer, wants to be what? Like the Most High. He wants to be like the Most High. Okay, read verse 8.
Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
And Yahweh answered and said unto him, Get thee behind me, Satan.
Uh-huh.
For it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
In him only
And
shalt thou serve.
And say what again?
In him only shalt thou serve.
Uh-huh. I'll read it again.
The book of Luke, chapter 4, starting at verse 8. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Get thee behind me, Satan. For it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, in him only.
Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and what?
In him only.
That's the only one we are to worship, is the Lord our God. Satan know that. Lucifer know that. That's why we know that the last battle is dealing with what? Worship. It's dealing with worship. Okay, real quick. Go back to, no, I want the definition. Token. The Most High God says that the law that's in between your eyes on your frontlets and the law that's in your hand shall serve as a token. Give me the definition for token. Go ahead and read that. Blow it up a little bit so I can see it and the family can see it too. Token.
Token.
A thing what?
Now, a thing serving as a visible.
As a visible, a thing served as a visible.
Or tangible.
Tangible is something you can touch, right? Read.
Representation.
Representation
of a fact.
Of a fact.
Quality.
Feeling. Etc. So the mark of God is what? Is tangible. You can touch it. The law of the Most High God is visible. You can see it. Stop playing with these precepts. It's in between the frontlets of your eyes, right? Meaning what? It's visible. Where you see it. It's tangible. You can touch it. What you touch stuff with. Put the mark of the beast in their forehead and in their right hand. Give me
similarities.
Similarity. Quickly.
Symbol.
Sign.
Emblem.
Badge.
Representation.
Represent. You got to represent these last days. If you don't represent, you dead. Representation. Indication. Read.
Mark.
What?
Mark.
What?
Mark.
What?
Mark.
What?
A mark.
A mark. So what is God saying? Go back to Exodus. Cut that out. Go back to Exodus. Most times you got to represent. 13 and 16. You got to represent in these last days. I'm going to show you something. All praise to the Most High. Right. Now, I'm not saying that the enemy is not going to create something because the chip is already out here. It's dogs got the chip. If you lose your animal, they can find it. It's people right now with a mark in their hand can't clock in to work without it. So I'm not saying that instrument is not going to be used out here in the world. It is. But guess what? What's the only thing that can get you through the kingdom? Keeping the commandments. In fact, the devil is cunning. The devil goes about to devour, seeking whom he may devour as a what? As a who?
Royal.
How does a lion hunt? Is he gonna put something right there in your face? He stealths. So while we all are concentrating on a tattoo, a mark, like a chip, he know the only way to get in is by keeping them commandments. If I can keep their mind on that, they're gonna miss it over here. Come on, King. Go ahead. Come on.
The United States gave up their authority to enforce the Constitution in the event that we have another pandemic.
Right.
They gave that authority up to the
Right.
The World Health Organization came out and said in a statement about a month, 2 months ago, if you don't take the vaccine, if you're not up on your shots, you're not going to be able to operate.
Right.
Buy and sell, travel, whatever. You're not going to be able to do it. So, do we do this in order to buy and sell?
Okay. Okay.
To do the commerce?
Right. Okay.
Do we do that?
That's a good question. Now, when we go back to Revelation 13. Okay. Okay.
Just a comment as precept. You might have did you put in the pillars text or the brothers text?
Which one?
That video you sent us of what happened to Pfizer.
Pfizer. Oh, yeah.
So
I put it in the brothers.
That's an
text.
indicator that the Most High ain't down with the Pfizer stuff anyway. With their vaccine, because he sent a tornado and destroyed the Pfizer building that make the medicine and the vaccines and stuff. They said, what was the percentage of it that got destroyed? It was a lot of. They had to put medicine on hold because a tornado came through and knocked it down. I'll put the video in the group me as well, though. But go ahead, Ken.
Now, now you're absolutely right. Now, the Bible does say that they will give their power over to the beast for 1 hour to reign with him as kings for how long? 1 hour. Now, am I saying that people on earth will not be able to operate without a certain mark? Because right now, if you ain't got a cell phone, in some places you can't, it's called tap and go. You got your phone and you put your phone on that machine, you tap it and you go. You know, we're showing a coming cashless society. Now, am I saying that that's not going to be initiated? That I do believe that's going to be initiated. I do wholeheartedly believe that. But the children of God are not going to be a part of it because it's one thing that's involved in that.
It's like, right, and we also, just Pillar Ezra wanted us to point this out as well, just to clarify that we are not condoning anybody.
Right. Oh yeah.
Or in the truth to
right.
accept devices or instruments in your body.
Right. Because the Bible speaks against that. Where do you speak against that?
Our body is the temple of the Most High.
Right. Now the Bible speaks about. A matter of fact, give me that in Leviticus 19. Give me that in Leviticus 19, just to back up Matt Naha on that, and to give Officer Cornelius some more information on that. I think that's Leviticus 19 about no cutting in your flesh. Give me that. Leviticus 19. I forgot what verse it is. No cuttings. 28. Read that real quick. 28. Now, Officer Cornelius said that they have given over, America has given over their authority over to the World Health Organization.
And they said they also are tying this to the digital currency.
Right, Con. Now, we said earlier, there's nothing new under the sun. They did this in the past. Now, not with this kind of technology that we have, but I'm going to show you what it's going to be. Read that real quick. This is one reason why you should not take no mark, no chip, no tattoo, whatever it is, off this commandment. Read that.
Leviticus, the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, starting at verse 28.
Come on.
Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh.
Ye shall make no cuttings in your flesh.
For the dead.
For the dead.
Nor print any marks upon you.
Nor print any what?
Any marks.
Any marks. Marks. Mark of the beast. Marks. Nor print any marks.
Upon you.
Upon you.
I am the Lord.
That is a law. So should we receive that mark or whatever to be able to operate in the society, to buy and sell? No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. I'm gonna show you that.
Hey, Salakia, hey, who all in here familiar that vaccine has aborted fetus? Okay, right. So ask yourself this: if we know, well, I say this: is that lawful for you to put aborted fetus material or DNA in your body according to the Most High?
Yeah. Is it no?
Exactly. Right. So with that being said,
Right.
you will be in transgression if you put that in you. But go ahead.
Right. Real quick to help you out a little bit more on that, King. Give me Daniel.
Go ahead.
Give me that in Daniel. Give me that in Daniel. Go ahead, King.
Hey, Cornelius.
Brother Cornelius.
See, what you just stated was a policy that's about to happen, about to be passed. It's a policy. It's a policy. So then he about to go into and show you it happened before.
Right. Now, if y'all stick around to the end of this, I'm going to show you some all praise to the Most High. I've been eating all week. All praise to the Most High. Give me Daniel 8:25. The Bible said this was going to happen. It's all because of us. Now, every religion is already worshiping the beast, right? All religion. Do we believe that the Christian church is worshiping the Christ of the Bible? No. So they're under the beast. Do we believe that Islam is correct? No. Do we believe atheism is right? No. What about Mormonism? No. Do we believe everybody's an Israelite? No. Do we believe everybody is going to heaven? No. Do we believe everybody under heaven can repent? No. Right. So that means the narrative that the beast is bringing out, the world already agrees with it. Who is this against? Isn't the world worshiping the beast right now? Right. Who ain't worshiping the beast? What is the mark of the beast about? No, we read in Revelation. What would get you killed? Worshiping the beast. If all nations are already worshiping the beast, who ain't doing it? Who is the war against? Let's watch this. Read verse 25. 24.
The book of Daniel, chapter 8, starting at verse 24.
Quickly.
And his power shall be mighty.
And his power shall be mighty, speaking about the Antichrist.
But not by his own power.
And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. Why is it saying that? It's saying that because who is giving the dragon his power? No. Who's giving who? The devil. Who's empowering the dragon? The beast. The beast gave the dragon its power, right? If you want to break that down, that will be Britain. Great Britain is the reason why America now is so powerful, right? Read that.
And he shall destroy wonderfully.
And he shall destroy wonderfully.
And shall prosper.
And shall prosper.
In practice.
And practice.
And shall destroy.
And shall destroy.
The mighty.
The mighty.
And the holy people.
Who is this war against? Israel. Watch this. Read verse 25.
Verse 25.
Read.
And through his policy.
Through his what?
Through his policy.
Through his what?
Through his policy.
You got to read this slow. It's something in there. It's something in there. I want you to get it. I ain't get it to this week. And through his what?
His policy.
Passing laws. Through him passing laws. Read.
Also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Stop right there. Witchcraft. Witchcraft. Witchcraft.
It's not a vaccine or potion.
Yeah. Look. It's duality in this. Right? Witchcraft is he talking about? Y'all missing it.
I get witchcraft. They got all kind of craft.
What craft? Witchcraft. Witchcraft is he using? Witchcraft is he causing that he wants to prosper? Witchcraft. Witchcraft.
His sight.
This is witchcraft. This is why in Washington, D.C., you will find obelisks everywhere. These are symbols of penis, a penis. Huh? Right, everywhere. This is why everywhere you will find Washington, D.C. was crafted in a 6-pointed star. He's causing his witchcraft to prosper through his what?
In his hand.
Stop. No. I want a brother to tell me. He's causing his witchcraft to prosper by his hand, by him doing what? Through his what? Through his policies. Through the laws that he's passing, he's causing the witchcraft to prosper in his hand. So the vaccination is witchcraft. I'm going to show you something. I seen that. I'm like, what the? I'm going to show you something. And through his policy, also, he shall cause witchcraft, to prosper in his what?
In his hand.
Read.
And he shall magnify himself in his heart.
He shall magnify himself in his heart. Read.
And by peace shall destroy many.
And by peace shall destroy many. What is that? That's his democracy.
Yeah.
Read.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes.
That's why he ain't finna let us go, because they going to fight. Who is the prince of princes? Christ. Read on.
But he shall be broken without hand.
Oh, he shall be broken without what? Hand. What does the hand represent? Oh, I forgot. I ain't showed you what the hand represents yet. We read it this morning. Give me Jeremiah 31. Jeremiah 32, verse 30. Real quick, so we can move on. Because I ain't going to make it through all this. Oh, no. Now look. What does the hand represent? Jeremiah going to tell you. Jeremiah 32, verse 30. When he said put it in the right hand, what does he mean? Read it.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 32, starting at verse 30.
Read.
For the children of Israel and the children of Judah have only done evil before
They have
me.
only done evil. Their actions were evil. They done evil. They walked evil ways. They done evil. The stuff they were doing was evil. Read.
Before me from their youth.
From their youth.
For the children of Israel.
For the children of Israel.
Have only provoked me.
They have only provoked me.
To anger.
With
the work of their hands.
With the work of their hand.
Saith Yahweh.
Saith the Most High. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. Real quick. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. Real quick. The hand. Whatever's in your head, you're going to do it. You're going to work it out with your hand. Hand means work. Read it real quick.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, starting at verse 10.
Read.
Whatsoever thy hand
findeth,
thy hand.
Thy what?
Thy hand.
Thy hand.
Find it to do.
Read.
Do it with thy might.
Come on.
For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave.
Come on.
Whether thou goest.
Whether I go, Psalm 90 and 17, quickly. Psalms 90, 17, quickly. Psalm 90, 17. Read that. Come on.
The book of Psalms, chapter 90, starting at verse 17. And let the beauty of the Lord our God be upon us.
Read.
And establish thou the work of our hands.
The work of what?
Our hands.
The what?
Our hands.
Hands.
Upon us.
Read.
Yea, the work of our hands, establish thou it.
The work of our hands, establish thou it. Last one, give me 1 Thessalonians 4 and 11. Quickly. 1 Thessalonians, I'm trying to move quickly. 1 Thessalonians 4 and 11. I believe that's what I want. Read that real quick.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4, starting at verse 11.
Read.
In that ye study to be quiet. And to do your own business. And to work with your own hands.
With your own what?
Your own hands.
Read.
As we commanded you.
As we commanded you. Now, going back to the beginning, whatever's in your head, in between your eyes, that is what you're going to work out with your what? With your hands. Okay. Give me the video. Anybody know what, and this blew my mind this morning. Anybody know what cultural assimilation means? You're going to find out today. Give me the first video. Cultural assimilation. This is what's going to happen. By force. It happened before. It's going to happen again. Real quick. Thank y'all. I'm sorry. This is what is about to happen. He about to pass laws to call his witchcraft to prosper in his hand. But guess what? Witchcraft cannot defeat who? Israel. It can. No enchantment against the who? That's why it's so important for the Israelites to wake out of sleep. Because if you still thinking you are a Gentile, an African American, you're going to get caught up with this beast. Play that real quick. No. Yes, the Maccabees stuff. It's not refreshing. Go on some more. Okay. Yon! That's it up there. That one right there. Oh, okay. Now watch this. Now cut that out. I want y'all to pay attention now. This is what's about to happen. You better listen. This is about to happen. I'm talking about the mark of the beast. This is what's going to cause us to go in the woods, in the wilderness. We're about to go in the woods, family. And a lot of us ain't ready. And I'm going to show you the reason why this is happening is to chastise us. Because we wicked as hell, every last one of us. And the only way to clean us up is to take us through some times, Jacob trouble, some times on earth that you ain't never seen in your life. This is what's finna happen. Read that. Go ahead and play that real quick. Watch this.
What is cultural assimilation? Broadly construed, cultural assimilation refers to the process in which a minority group or culture assumes the behaviors, values, rituals, and beliefs of their host nation's majority group. It is important to note that the term cultural assimilation is often used to describe immigrants who have migrated to new locations. However, it is also used to discuss indigenous groups. It is also important to note that people are often encouraged or pressured to culturally assimilate, but these changes are often forced. Indigenous, immigrant, and ethnic minority groups often change or hide elements of their own culture, including their language, food, clothing, and spiritual practices, in order to adopt the values and social behaviors of the dominant culture.
That's it, ain't it?
Those who advocate for cultural assimilation believe that it decreased conflict, contributes to a more cohesive national identity, and improves the social and economic opportunities for minority individuals.
This is why they pushing it. Because there's too much hell in the earth. Right? He said those who advocate cultural assimilation wants to assimilate because it's too much what? It decreases what? Conflict. Look at that. Come on now. You got Israelites on the corner preaching, talking about the white man, you the devil. They out there preaching against the homosexuality. You going to hell. It decreases what? Conflict. Go ahead, Doc.
Hey, now we know in Luke 21 that Jerusalem was passed with armies, right? Now, according to biblical scholars, people that do historical research, at that time, they said right around that time where Jerusalem was compassed with armies, they said it was chaos due to what? Israel and the teachings and uprisings and rising. That was the reason why them folks was forced to leave and flee into the mountains. Like I.S.A.A.C said, ain't nothing new under the sun. Man, it's going to be chaos in this place, and they're going to need somebody to blame. But go ahead.
Right. All praise the Most High. Finish it up real quick. I'm almost done with this. What time is it? 5:35. Almost done with this. Give me about 15 more.
Not
15
everyone
more
agrees,
minutes.
however, and suggests that cultural assimilation contributes to the loss of culture and history, increased discrimination and violence, and damage to people's self-esteem and confidence.
You see that? Stop that.
Hence, while
Take that off. Take that off. Give me the article with the cashless society. The cashless society. Watch this. Watch this. Read that for me. Cashless society. Watch this. You see that? The tap and go? Huh. Australia. Go ahead and read that for me, King. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on,
Australia forecast to be effectively cashless by 2024.
By what?
By 2024.
That's next year. Why? Read.
By Stuart Marshall 2 years ago.
Okay, go up. Watch this. Now you see how they paying for their food, right? You see that?
Australia.
Now my question to everybody. If Australia is going to be cashless by 2024, and the only way you'll be able to pay is by a tap and go, or however it's computerized, how in the hell you going to pay for some food and you in the wilderness? How the hell you going to charge your phone up in the wilderness? How the hell you going to pay when you done lost your job? Keep reading.
Australia is forecast to be 90% cashless by 2024.
When?
By 2024.
Read.
As COVID-19 accelerates the growth of payment options like tap and go.
That's why we was teaching about that eclipse. It's gonna finish it up next year around our Passover. The sign's gonna be in the skies. The tokens, the marks is in the skies. Are y'all ready? I'm gonna show you something. Keep reading.
New data from financial payment giant FIS has forecast that in the next 3 years, cash payments will dwindle to just 2.1% of all transactions.
Read.
That will place Australia as the fourth.
As what?
As the fourth.
As the fourth
most cash adverse economy in the world.
Behind who?
Behind Sweden, Denmark, and Hong Kong.
Ooh. Go ahead, can you get in there?
Anybody familiar with what Hong Kong does with their money? Don't you know over there you got a expiration date on your money? It's the same. Like if you got, let's say you got $10,000 saved up, you got a deadline to spend that money and put it back into the economy or it expire. You can't use it.
Now, look. Anybody got a dollar in here? I'm almost done. Gone. Anybody got a dollar? $1 in your pocket. Come on, y'all. Come on, $1. Let me show you something real quick. Let me see that dollar. Let me hold some. Hebrew. Now, they call the images and the numbers and letters on this bill water what? Watermarks, right? We are speaking about cashless society and having the mark of the what? I'm going to show you in a minute. This is the mark of the beast. In simple terms, this is the mark of the beast. Why? You can't buy or sell nothing without this mark. That's why the love of money is the root of all evil. The mark of the beast is right here. You see that all seeing now on the back right there? Let me show you some hints to the next video. Here you go, King. Hints to the next video. Give me the video. Real quick. Give me Jay-Z. Now, real quickly, I told you that the systems of the world, all religions are already under the beast system, right? So the beast ain't worrying about the Christians. What Jay-Z say? Read that.
Jay-Z, and I quote, Jesus can't save you.
Jesus can't save you.
Life starts.
Life only starts
when the church ends.
What church he talking about?
Jay-Z.
What church is he talking about? Now, on the videos, that's why you can look. You got to the Bible says we are aware of Satan's devices. We know how he's going to attack. Our problem is we done got diluted. We done got so tied up what's going on, we ain't looking on how the enemy is attacking. We looking at what's in our, we're missing the forest for the trees. Who was the church he talking about? The same church that was in Israel's day, the same church that was in the Maccabees, that's us. Our life don't start when we get rid of these folk with these strange laws. We get rid of them, life gonna start. Real quick, give me the next article real quick. Quickly. Give me, oh my eyes getting bad. Now give me the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah, right. He did write it. Yeah, he did write it. And he was talking about New York. Now watch this. Get the other article, the Pledge of Allegiance, real quickly. Y'all copy this stuff down. I ain't gonna get all this right now.
All right.
Get that right there. Go down right there. Yeah. No. Oh, go back to the bastard. Go back to the bastard. You got it all right now. I got another picture. Now, don't you know them things that they put on their foreheads and they wrap around their arm and put them in their head? They call Teflons. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Phylactery, but the term is Teflon. That's the terminology. You know what's on his forehead that's in that box? The Torah. They take Exodus 13, literally put it on their head. But I know what's inside the box. It's not from the Torah, it's the Talmud. And they got it in their hand too. Give me the other picture of that bastard. Or that Jewish dude. Give me the other picture. You got to look past the bull crap. Look at that. Look at that. It's on his forehead and in his right hand. You see that? Symbolizing the law. Now, give me the pledge real quick. I'm almost done with this. I got to show you this right here, y'all. I got to show you our friend, my friend and yours, Dr. Anthony Fauci. The one who said the vaccine is safe. Read that real quick.
4, U.S.C. 4, Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Go down. I don't want all that. Go down a little bit. Right there.
S4, Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, man of delivery.
Come on.
The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag.
I don't want to read all that bull crap. Go on down and give me the understanding of it.
Where you want me to read from?
And justice for all. Right? Should be.
Should be rendered by standing.
The way you do the Pledge of Allegiance, you should what? It should be rendered by standing. Go ahead.
At attention.
At attention.
Facing the flag.
Facing the flag.
With the right hand.
With the what?
With the right hand.
With the right hand.
Over the heart.
Over the heart. Come on.
When not in uniform.
Not in uniform.
Men should remove any non-religious headdress. Non-religious headdress. With their right hand.
With their right hand.
And hold it at the left shoulder.
Come on, read quickly.
The hand being over the part. Persons in uniform should remain silent.
Should
remain silent.
What?
Persons in uniform should remain
silent. Read.
Face the flag. And render the military salute. Members of the armed forces not in uniform and veterans may render the military salute in the manner provided for persons in uniform.
Now, here's some food for thought. I'm going to give you two things. I can't get through all this today. No. You salute with your, it's not right to salute with your left. You salute with your right, and your right hand goes right here, right in between the frontlets of your eyes. That's just food for thought. Here's the second food for thought. Anybody remember Jezebel? What ate up Jezebel?
Dogs.
The dogs. What part of Jezebel did they didn't eat? Her hands and her what?
Feet.
That's just food for thought. You can deal with that a little bit later. Give me the last video. You can deal with that a little bit later. Think about that. They ate everything except for that woman's hands and her head. I don't think so either. No, give me the other video. And I'm almost done with this. Real quick. Right there. Start at 22 seconds. 22 minutes and 10 seconds. Real quick for me. Now, y'all watch this now. Well, right there. 22 and 10. Watch. Oh, I forgot. Stop. Give me the precept first. No, it's so, bro. Give me the precept first. We got to read the precept first. Give me Zechariah 11:15. Bro, when I seen this, man, bro, I said, Father, I thank you. When you ask the Most High for something, he going to give it to you. I asked him, and he gave it to me. Thank you, Father. Zechariah 11, verse 15. Okay. Read that real quick.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 15.
And we'll deal with this a little bit later, some other time. Read verse 15.
Verse 15. And the Lord said unto me, take unto thee yet the instruments of a foolish shepherd.
He says, take unto thee the
instruments of a foolish shepherd.
Of a foolish shepherd. Go ahead.
For lo, I will rise up a shepherd.
The Most High said he going to raise up a shepherd
in the land, which shall not visit those that be cut off.
He ain't going to visit those who've been cut off. Keep reading.
Neither shall
come on, King.
Neither shall seek the young one.
Keep reading.
Nor heal that is broken.
Come on.
Nor feed that standeth still.
Come on.
But he shall eat the flesh of the fat, and tear their claws in pieces.
And cut to their claws in pieces. Come on.
Woe to the idol. Woe to the idol shepherd.
Woe to the idol shepherd. Read.
That leaveth the flock.
That leaveth the flock.
The sword shall be upon his arm.
The sword shall be upon the arm of his strength. The sword shall be upon his strength. Read.
And upon his right eye.
And upon his right eye.
His arm shall be clean.
His arm shall be clean.
Dried up.
Dried up.
And his right eye.
And his right eye.
Shall be utterly darkened.
And his right eye shall be utterly darkened. Now we get into the number of his name. What's the number of the enemy's name? 666. Have y'all ever seen this on TV? All the time, right? The number of his name is what? 6, 3 score, and 6. Have you ever seen somebody do this? Hold on. The Bible say his right eye, right? The sword shall be upon his arm, and the sword shall be upon his arm, and upon his what? Right eye. His arm shall be clean dried. The arm in masonry is the top secret society. All other societies come under masonry. I'm going to show you here in a minute. The right hand, when it goes into the bosom, as Moses did, it is called hold on, I wrote it down. The second, it's called the sign of the master beyond the second veil. Watch this. In the temple, in our temple, in Jerusalem temple, who's beyond the second veil? In our temple, in Israel. Come on, y'all. No! God. That's the Holy of Holies. Beyond the second veil. When Christ died, the veil was what? It was torn in what? In 2 pieces. Right. So, woe to the idol shepherd that leaveth the flock. His sword shall be upon his arm, and upon his right eye. His arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be darkened. Play the video. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you can have it upside down, meaning KKK. But I'm going to tell you something. You're going to miss the forest for the trees. The Bible gave us the number of his name. Go ahead and play it. The number of his name is 666. I'm almost done with this, y'all. 22 and 10. Real quick. And I got one more piece and that's it. Go ahead and play that. 22. Oh, yeah, you play right there.
Reminder of where you are and what awaits you if you have a change of heart or rebellious spirit. And here you have the illustrations of the secret handshakes. Look familiar? And this is the sign of the master of the second veil. See? Purely Masonic. You don't pick this stuff up off the street. Now, this is how it's generally executed in the public arena.
Watch this. This is this Dr. Anthony Fauci, who said the vaccine is cool. Boom. Look at him. Now watch what he does. You see that? That was cold one.
Sneaky, sneaky, huh?
Now watch this. Fast forward a little bit. Just a small
so
little
when
bit.
you see this, or this, you know for certain where it comes from and who they belong to.
Hold on.
Look
Go
at
up
Kramer
to
on the front page of the privately circulated Freemason
go up
magazine.
real quick. Go up to
Officially
45.
Mason, like
45.
Tony Abbott.
Real quick.
And he's doing this.
45.
That's a direct.
His right eye should be darkened. Now, there are 3 signs that they're showing. Don't play it yet. 3 signs. It's 3 signs of covering the right eye. Some even cover the left, right? They cover their eye. This is one sign to show you the eye of Horus, right? The all-seeing eye. This is Lucifer. The secret is they worship Lucifer and they got the children of Israel in captivity. This is the big secret in a 33rd degree Mason. This is the biggest secret. And then they got one more sign over the mouth of what? Secrecy. You're going to see that in a minute. Then you're going to see the hand being hidden. Keep watching. Now, should we trust someone who says, get the vaccination, and he's a Freemason, he putting signs out in front of everybody? Look at R. Kelly. This ain't no coincidence. Look, keep watching. This is not a coincidence. They know who they worship. Just like the Jews know who they worship. Keep watching. Like Father. Come on. And this is in the media chat. Y'all can watch this later. It's about 5 hours long. Michael Jackson. Hand hidden. I got one more precept and we out of here. I thank y'all for enduring. Now watch this later. What the Bible say? The right eye shall be what? Darkened. Utterly darkened. And his hand, his arm is what? Dried up. Look at the arm. It's the second master of the second veil. When you sit down and study this. Hold on a second. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. They've taken an oath. You talking about the mark of the beast? This is it. Alliance. I agree. This is the mark. I gave you 3 different kinds. It's a number. It's the name. Look, everybody's doing it. And get out of line and see what happens. They'll kill you. Michael Jackson dead. Whitney Houston dead. Prince dead. And what were these 3 people doing before they died? Whitney Houston, before she died, she just had went to Israel and got baptized. Michael Jackson, before he died, he just exposed and said Sony were devils. Prince, before he died, he put slave on the side of his face and was talking about chemtrails. Everybody's doing it. You want to see the mark? Look at it. Look at it. And you see that lightning bolt on her face? Christ said, I seen Satan fall from heaven like what? Lightning. Look, they ain't hiding it. We pledge allegiance to Satan. The secret is Satan is God. Look, all of them. You ain't finna get no money in this land unless you get down. 666. This is what's going on. You got to understand the world you living in. It ain't but one problem in this earth, and it's the Israelites. They get us, it's over. And it goes, it's already in there. Look, that's why he dead. He exposed it.
Young dog did the same thing.
No, he dead.
He did the same thing. That thing and all that. One of his last videos. Yeah. And then in the song, he said, if I sacrifice myself, will I go to hell? And
right. Now ask yourself a question. I put most of it in the chat. Is the Christian church, we had a claim about this a long time ago. You got Christian pastors, Masons. If you ever notice any bishops or any preacher, they wear, and I debated one and left his church because they had a Masonic funeral in the church. I said, I don't be part of it. They wear these crosses over their neck, and they keep the cross tucked in their left pocket over their heart. It's the hidden hand. So if Jay-Z is saying when the church ends, life begins, who's the church? It's the Israel. Look at it. It goes back. And this goes on and on for like 5 hours. So it's in the chat. You can watch it when you want to watch it. Let's stop right there. Take it off there. You can watch that later. Give me the precept again. And we're going to get 2 more precepts and we out of here. But you got to know this. This is an evil world we're living in. I'm going to show you how we're going to get to hell in the wilderness. We're going to be in the wilderness very soon. And I'm going to show you why. Half of us ain't going to make it. Give me the precept. Zechariah. I'm going to show you real quick. What time is it? 5:58. Come on, real quick. Read that again.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11, starting at verse 15.
And I ain't got no more video. This is it. Read that real quick.
Verse 15.
Come on.
And the Lord said unto me,
what did he say?
Take unto thee yet the instruments of a foolish shepherd.
A foolish shepherd. The devil,
for
Lucifer, is the foolish shepherd. He want to be just like the Most High. Who's the good shepherd? That's right. Read on.
Verse 16. For lo, I will raise up a shepherd in the land.
Who doing this? Most High God doing this. Read.
Which shall not visit those that be cut off.
He ain't worrying about the prisoners. Read.
Neither shall seek the young one.
He ain't worrying about the young one. He ain't with the babies. Come on.
Nor heal that which is broken.
He ain't worrying about that. This is Lucifer, the devil. Read.
Nor feed that standeth still, but he shall eat the flesh of the fat and tear their claws in pieces.
He want to deal with the rich. Read.
Verse 17.
Come on.
Woe to the idle shepherd.
Come on, King.
That leaveth the flock.
Read.
The sword shall be upon his arm.
The sword shall be upon his arm.
And upon his right eye.
And upon his what?
His right eye.
What?
His right eye.
His what?
His right eye.
His what?
His right eye.
His right eye. Read.
His arm shall be clean.
His arm shall be what? Clean.
Shall be clean, dried up.
Clean, dried up.
And his right eye.
And his right eye.
Shall be utterly darkened.
And Christ says, oh, no, let's get the precept. Let's get the precept. Well, I had it. Give me what's the precept? Matthew 6, real quick. Matthew 6, real quick. Did I have it? Yep, Matthew 6. You know what I want, the 6, Matthew 6. If it's I be single. That's Matthew 6, ain't it? If the light of the eye is the light of the body.
That's 22.
Yeah, verse 20, Matthew 6, 22? 16?
6 and 22.
6, come on, get it to me. Come on now. We're speaking about that eye, how wicked and dark the eye is. Read that. What Christ say?
The book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 22.
Read it.
The light of the body is the eye.
The light of the body is the eye.
If therefore thy eye be single.
If therefore thy eye be single,
thy whole body should be full of light.
Thy whole body should be full of light. Read.
But if thy eye be evil.
But if the eye be evil,
thy whole body shall be full of darkness.
The whole body is full of darkness. Come on.
If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness. How great is that darkness?
Watch this. What would he say? Read.
No man can serve two masters.
Stop playing with these precepts, man.
For either.
Why stop? Why is he saying that? Why is Christ saying you can't serve two masters? Because it is two masters. It show you in all the movies. Who's the master, Leroy? I am.
The drunken master.
Yeah, no man can serve two masters. Read.
No man can serve two masters.
Come on, read.
For either he will hate the one.
Come on.
And love the other.
Come on.
Or else he will hold to the one.
Come on.
And despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon.
Now watch this. Now last two precepts, I'm finna show you what's finna lead us into the wilderness. Give me Maccabees. 2 Maccabees chapter 5. Read verse 25. Now I'm just gonna mention this. 1 Maccabees chapter 1, and I want a brother to finish it. King Alexander was the king of the providence, right? Of the whole world, right? It said the whole world was quiet before him, right? That means he ruled. Read 2 Maccabees 5:25. This is what's gonna lead us to the wilderness, y'all. We're about to go to the wilderness. Because if you don't want to deal with the mark of the beast, what we just showed you, you got to do what Judas Maccabees just did. Read that.
The book of 2 Maccabees chapter 5 verse 25.
Come on.
Who coming to Jerusalem and pretending peace.
Now read 24 in context. Come on, real quick.
He sent also the desolate ringleader, Apollonius.
Come on.
With an army of 220,000.
Read.
Commanding him to slay all those that were in the best age.
Come on.
And to sell the women and the younger sort.
Sell the women and who?
The younger sort.
Read.
Who coming to Jerusalem and pretending peace.
He came to Jerusalem.
Pretending peace.
Stop. It's going on right now. They come to Jerusalem. Go ahead and take the vaccine. Go on, vax that thing up. They get juvenile, vax that thing up. You playing with? Yeah, they come peaceably. Come on, vax. Come on. They come peaceably.
Big vax.
Read. Come on, quick. Come on, we
coming to Jerusalem and pretending peace.
Did
forbear to the holy day of the Sabbath.
Who coming to Jerusalem and pretending peace.
Did forbear to the holy day of the Sabbath.
Did wait. This is why we saying the mark of the beast is what you do. They waited till the Sabbath day to do this. Read. Watch this.
Taking the Jews keeping the holy day.
Well, hold on. Read it correctly.
When taking the Jews keeping holy day.
When taking the Jews, they saw the Jews keeping the holy day. Watch this. Read.
He commanded his men to arm themselves.
He commanded his men, put your swords on. We about to go kill. This finna happen to us. It's finna get ugly. There is nothing new under the sun. Watch what's finna happen. Read.
And so he slew all of them that were gone.
He killed every last one of them. Read.
And he slew all of them that were gone to the celebrating of the Sabbath.
Come on.
And the running through the city with
read it correctly.
And running through the city.
And running through the city.
With weapons, slew great multitudes.
This man, these folk running through the hood. Blasting. It's finna happen. That's why we're going to have a reading lesson. When you read that correctly, you will see the picture. He says, and running through the city with weapons, they slew a great multitude. Think about the army coming through the hood, just blasting folk. Read, look, watch what Judas Maccabees do.
But Judas Maccabees with 9 others.
Judas Maccabees and 9 others, what they do when they seen all this. Wait, because at this point in time, society has flipped. Society is cool right now. We can go out there, we can buy, we can sell. It's gonna come a time when society gonna flip and say it's a new doctor in town. It's a sheriff in town. It's time to go. Read this.
But Judas Maccabees with 9 others,
read,
or thereabout,
read,
withdrew themselves into the wilderness.
Into the what?
Into the wilderness.
Why?
And lived in the mountains after the manner of beasts.
They lived in the mountains after the manner of beasts. Read.
With his company.
With his company.
Who fed on herbs continually.
And they fed on herbs continually. Why?
Lest they should be partakers of the pollution.
Lest they should take the mark of the beast. This is why. You see that? I see it. You see that? They waited till the Sabbath because Sunday worship is a law. It's going to be enforced in a minute. King was about that this morning. He said these folk came in, they waited till the Sabbath day. Because we just watched a video on cultural assimilation. Cultural assimilation is sometimes has to be what? Forced. That's why we got a holy day, man, the Most High is so good. It's called tabernacles. Judas Maccabees and 9 others or thereabout withdrew themselves into the wilderness. Why? Because, bro, we not finna partake with that foolishness. Now, when you read the next chapter, go on to the next chapter, real quick. We're going to read a small bit of that. Read verse 1. Now, we just read this in chapter 5. We going over to the next chapter, see what they talking about. Read verse 1.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 1. Not long after this.
Not long after what?
This.
What? No, stop. Not long after this. What is the this? Not long after this. What is the this? Now, I want a hand real quick. Come on, y'all. Right. Not long after what happened in chapter 5. Right. Now what? Go ahead.
Right. You got to understand the what you reading in 2 Maccabees or what you read in any other book.
Right.
All it is a continuation.
That's what it is.
It's broken down in chapters and verses so you can get back to it faster.
Right.
All that's going on. Verse 1 right here is literally just picking up off of what you just, the last verse in chapter 5.
Right.
Go ahead.
Now we're going to end in Maccabees, because we've been sitting here for a while. This is the last little piece. This is what's going to send us into the wilderness when they mandate and say, before that happens, give me the Georgia Guidestones. Before the mandate happened, this going to happen. I'm telling you, y'all, the Most High doeth nothing except he revealed it to his prophets. This is what the Bible say. Give me the Georgia Guidestone. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen first. And it might be before 2024. It might be this year. It might be 5 years from now. But this going to happen first. What's the first law on the Georgia Guidestones? If you ain't keeping the commandments of our God, you keeping somebody's commandments. What's the first commandment on there? You got it? Less than 500 million worldwide. 500 million. It says maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. You know what that means? Look. Now watch this. Now watch this. That right. Now watch this. Bombs too. Now look. Right. But whatever's coming is going to change the face of how you look at everything. Now watch this. Here's to the next movie that I want you to watch tonight. I think it's a movie or a documentary. The dude who made it, he dead now. The movie called The Gray State. You saw that? Watch the gray state. Now watch this. Look. Now, the reason why massive death has to happen first is this. You ready for it? You ready for it? The reason why massive death has to happen first, because if they try to initiate and put out a mandate right now, all hell gonna break loose, and it's gonna be an overthrow because there's too many people. Kill a massive amount. What that's gonna do? Several things. It's gonna put fear in the hearts of a lot of people. Now, when you put fear in their heart, what the majority of the people gonna do? They gonna willingly give over their liberties. Save me. But the Bible say those who keep the law, and I'm gonna bring it out, we're gonna do exploits. You know what exploits is? You're gonna lose it. But what are exploits? Huh? Exploits. Now, exploits are taking advantage. Exploit means to take advantage of a situation, most likely in war times. Meaning, that's what the Maccabees did. When the Greeks took over everything and was killing folks, the Maccabees did exploits. They went in the woods. They were forced to live like beasts. They ate herbs continually. They did guerrilla warfare. They survived. So before that happened, they got to do massive death. It got to be massive death. Now, after the massive death, now we get in here. Go back, last precept. Give me 2 Maccabees 6 and 12. I had a lot more. I ain't going to do all that. But I hope you got a little understanding on what the 3 part of the mark of the beast is. I hope you got that. Here's the reason why this is happening to us. And it's finna get ugly. Here's the reason why. Read verse 12.
The book of Maccabees, 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 12. Now I beseech thee.
Now I beseech thee. Hold on, slow down. Now I beseech those
that read this book.
That
they be not discouraged.
Don't be discouraged. Because when we read the small bit, it was a woman who had how many sons? They was tortured. They was mangled. Parts of their body was cut off. They was put in, and I'm putting that because I want to read it. But when you read it, they were put in pots and fried. No, the Bible says fried. Why? Because they refused to accept the mark. They did not want to do. It was a dude, they said, just taste the pork. Just taste it. No, they died. He said, I beseech those that read this book that they what?
That they be not discouraged.
Don't be discouraged. Read.
For these calamities.
For these calamities.
But that they judge those punishments. Not to be for destruction.
Not to be for destruction.
But for a chastening of our nation.
Of our nation. And I'm going to end right here. I'm just quoting. It's in 2 Ezra 16 and 73. Now, matter of fact, go on and get it. We're going to end right there. Don't look at this stuff that's finna come up on this earth with us as a way to get discouraged. He said, just know these things are used to chastise us. Because through this chastisement, hence verse 73. When we go, they're going to put you out. Go ahead, Kay. A gray, G-R-E-Y. Right, a gray state. And matter of fact, I'm gonna play a trailer. It's about 1 minute long, and we're gonna end the class. Read 2 Ezra 16:73. Once we go through all that we're gonna go through, we went through a whole lot, y'all. This is the end result. Are you ready to have tabernacles continually? Come on, huh? Read verse 73. Now read verse 72. Come on, quickly. Come on, huh? 71, read on.
The book of 2 Ezra.
Read 70, damn it.
All right.
Oh, praise the Most High. Read on.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16, starting at verse 7.
It's coming, read.
For there shall be in every place.
In some place.
In every place.
Why? Because Israelites all around the whole world. It's finna happen, y'all. They finna come after the women, the children. They ain't finna spare nobody. Don't think you're going to be spared, Chicago, just because you got a little cute little baby. Well, she's so pretty over there. Yeah, David's but none. So you're going to have to man up. Brew love. Y'all with them babies? It said, won't be to them who have babies in those days, who give suck in those days. Kind. Even you who got children. Carver, you got children? Read that.
For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection.
A great insurrection.
Upon those that fear the Most High.
Against us. Against the Israelites. It's coming. It's all about us. Nobody else. They got everybody else. They got the Christians. They got everybody else. They ain't got us. It's coming. Don't be naive. Keep reading.
They shall be like mad men.
They're gonna be like mad men because they tired. They tired of the fights. Are they tired of all the street preaching? They sick of it. They sick of y'all. They put up a hate shield when we out there preaching against homosexuality. They sick of it. Read.
Sparing none.
Thankful to spare none. Read.
But still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Most High.
Read.
For they shall waste and take away their goods.
They're going to take your job. You're going to get, some are going to be fired from our jobs. Ain't going to be no more job. Ain't going to be no more bank account. Ain't going to be no more, I'm getting a new iPhone this year. Ain't going to be none of that. Ain't going to be none, I'm cooking me a steak this evening. Hell no, your ass going fishing. Ain't going to be none of that. Ain't going to be no more credit reports. Ain't going to be no more brand of new shoes. Ain't going to be no more getting school clothes for the kids. No, because we got to be punished. We got to go, we got to be chancing to see who going to make it. Who really about this walk? I'm going to take everything they got. Strip them. Read on.
And cast them out of their house.
I'm taking your house. Read.
Then shall they be known.
I love that. Then shall it be known. Read.
Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
This is when you read in Revelation chapter 15, it says, they got the victory over the beast, over his name, and over his mark. In the next verse, now it was over the beast's name, his mark, and over his image. In chapter 14 and verse 11, it said they got the victory. They refused the mark of the beast. Then it says in verse 12, it says, here's the patience and the faith of the saints. Here are they that what? Keep the commandments of God and the faith in Christ. This is where we going. Read that. Then shall be known.
Then shall they be known.
Read it quickly.
Who are my chosen.
Read.
And they shall be tried as gold in the fire.
In the fire. Play the video, and that's it. I thank y'all for the time. Play that last video right there. The trailer of the movie, The Great State. Watch it. And look, the dude put so much information in there, they killed him. I got one more. I ain't gonna get it. We won. Yeah. It was more on that. Give me Revelation. Give me Revelation. Give me Revelation. Give me one more precept. We out here. All thanks to Gideon. Look at this all. Give me Revelation 14. 14 verse 11, what we just mentioned. Go ahead real quick. Read that. 14 verse 11.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14, starting in verse 11.
Y'all, and I think we're closer than we think. Read.
In the smoke of their torment, ascended up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night.
They have no rest day nor night.
Who worship the beast.
Who worshiped the beast.
And his image.
That's why I asked y'all about 2 weeks ago, when you pray and close your eyes, what image of Christ do you see when you close your eyes? That makes a difference. If you still seeing white Jesus, I'm serious. Come see one of these brothers. We're going to pray, and we're going to start showing a black image of Christ even more. That's serious. I'm going to show you why. Read.
In his image.
Uh-huh.
And whosoever
who worship the beast and his image.
And whosoever receiveth the mark.
The mark
of his name.
Read verse 12.
Verse 12.
Come on.
Here is the patience of the saints.
Of the saints.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith in Yahweh.
Okay, now play the video. All praise to the Most High. I hope everybody got edified by the 3. I know it's a long class. We said it was going to be long. Play the last video, and let's go and pray and get out of here. I hope y'all taking notes today. Or read the last video.
Part 3 next week. No.
I think Solomon and Israel might get mad at us. All praise. Y'all watch this movie, y'all. Go home tomorrow Sunday. Sit down and just relax. I think it's on Apple. My wife looked it up. I think it's on Apple. But y'all look it up and find where it's at. Oh, I'm sorry. The Great State. Now, the dude who made this, now look, before you play it, I just went over information about the Masons, right? When you watch this, I want somebody to tell me what you saw in this. Go ahead and play it. I want you to show me what you saw.
What is gray state?
Gray State is less a movie than it is a warning. We do not live in a dictatorship, but we do live in a police state.
Who called it? Okay, what you see? And that too. You saying the guillotine? The Mason little thing. What you see? Right, the triangle. Martial law, go ahead and play it.
What we're going to see is the unveiling of this gray state foisted upon America. Americans believe that they can't do anything. And day by day, they're becoming correct. It's a game of numbers, and we're losing.
Yeah, we got to get ready, family.
And there's something about it that just kind of gets on you and you just can't wash it off.
Credibility means nothing to me. What I care about is truth.
I don't think you're missing anything. The only thing you're missing is why.
Okay, y'all check it out a little bit later. All praise. I'm Aquayalia.
Maranah, Shamar.
And we, I.S.A.A.C, Israelites Center about Christ, thank y'all for enduring these hours with us, with this class. We bless your heart. Hope you were edified. Till next time we say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.